London's LBC 97.3. The 3-hour, 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Call 0870 9090 973.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for the one and only Mr. Iain Lee, your presenter.
Iain Lee says cruises are for chavs and common people. Well, he'd have to say that. He can't afford to go on one, poor soul.
You are freaking.
Hello, you. This is the 3-hour, 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show. I nearly stumbled on it. It's only day 4. Day 4. And Iain Lee forgets to take the twist, surely. Good voice, that. Big thanks to the Preve, who's off to his S&M club, where he goes in an afternoon. It's a private members club. I hope you're wearing a scarf. Are you? You're not? Well, if you're not wearing a scarf, go and get one. You haven't got one? Well, then switch off the radio. We don't want you listening, I'm afraid. John from Cranefield says, I'm not wearing a scarf. Can I still listen to the show today? No. Afraid you can't. It's a special show, only to be listened to by people who is wearing the scarf. I am wearing a green and black striped Fred Perry scarf that I got given free in a goodie bag at some swanky awards do. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Helen behind the glass is wearing a scarf. Agent Chris is wearing a scarf. Joe on the phones, is wearing a scarf, which is all very, very nice. I hope you're wearing one. We'll be talking about other things, but I do want you to give us a call and just tell us about your favourite scarf. Yeah? That's more comfortable, isn't it, eh? It's a little bit better than who you'd go with if you were gay, or why do we hate the Welsh? You like that, do you? Do you? Good. 0870 90 90 973. If you haven't got a scarf, you can't phone, email or text. It's as simple as that. Okay? It's as simple as that. Now, if your house was burning down, who would you rush in and save first? Your pet or your partner? I would save my cat, Velvet. If the flat was burning down, I would rush in and I would save my cat first and leave my girlfriend. I'll tell you why. She can look after herself. My girlfriend can look after... She has legs. She has hands. She can think properly. Whereas our pets are totally dependent on us. Who do you prefer? Your pet or your partner? I think it's time we stop messing around here and stop saying, oh, actually, I like my girlfriend more. Because no, you don't. You like the unconditional love you get from your animal. Your animal loves you because it's totally dependent on you. So you should... Let's phone up now and let us know who you prefer, your pet or your partner. I lay my cards on the table. Here they are. It's my pet. My cat Velvet wins every single time. Absolutely true story. A couple of months ago, woke up, my girlfriend was very ill, the cat was very ill. I told my girlfriend, do you know what, love? You're going to have to look after yourself. I'm taking the cat to the vets. She was furious. She was absolutely furious. But my theory was, well, you can get to the doctors, you can get to the A&E department if you need to do that. The cat could not get to the vets on her own. She needs me to squeeze her in that weird little plastic box that she hates and put her in the car. Do you feed your pet better meals than your boyfriend or your girlfriend? I've got friends. My cat, well, you know, if I want to spoil her, she gets a nice bit of ham. I've got friends who cook expensive, swanky bits of meat for their cat or for their dog and give it to them. And their partner just gets, you know, whatever's left in the fridge. 0870 90 90 973. Now, I've had a big row with Agent Chris about this today. Agent Chris cannot stand animals. He hates animals. Surely we should start putting animals before people, because animals can't do anything without us. They need us. Our pets need us. But there are 1 or 2 rules that we need to get cleared up. If you have got more than 2 cats, if you have 3 or more cats, you are mental, you are sad, you are lonely, you are probably a virgin. Okay? If you love horses, you are a lunatic who should be locked up for the rest of your life. Those are the 2 rules we need to set out here. More than 2 cats, you're a sad loner, you have no friends. If you love horses, then, you know, send them to the Isle of Wight, as far as I'm concerned. Horses are weird animals. Give me a call. Agree with me. I know you want to agree with me. 0870 90 90 973. Think about it seriously. If your flat or house was burning down today, and I pray it doesn't, otherwise it's going to look very suspicious that we've been discussing it on the show, who would you save first? Your pet or your partner, you can give us a call, 0870 90 90 973. You can text us as well if you want, 0771 776 0973. It is Scarf Day on the 3 hour, 4 till 7, Iain Lee in the Afternoon Wireless Show. Vince is celebrating that in Hampton Court. Hello, Vince.
Hello, Ian. How you doing?
Vince, I am very warm thanks to this I'm wearing.
Wonderful.
What are you wearing?
Me, at the moment, just some red underwear.
What?
Just some red underwear.
We got perverts listening to this show in their pants. What the hell is going on?
Ian, you got a pervert presenting it. I mean,
well, God bless you, sir. Keep that quiet. That's our secret. They don't know that yet.
Well, you turned me gay on Monday, so...
Vince, are you not wearing a scarf?
I am not actually wearing one. But I've rung to tell you about my favourite scarf.
What is your favourite scarf, Vince?
The ultimate scarf, Ian, is Doctor Who's scarf, isn't it? Tom Baker.
Yeah, but you haven't got that, though, have you?
I haven't got. I have a black scarf.
Oh, well, I thought for a second there you were going to turn around and say, cut Vince off, Agent Chris. He's not wearing a scarf. He hasn't got Doctor Who's scarf. He's some imposter trying to... Finagle? Is finagle a word? I think finagle is a word, but I'm using it in the wrong context. He's trying to finagle his way on the show. If anyone knows what finagle means, it'd be wicked if you give us a call and let us know. It's a proper word, but I can't remember exactly what it means. 0870 90 90 973. Vince there has broken many rules. We're only accepting calls from people that are wearing scarves. Vince is just wearing some red underpants and was banging on about Doctor Who's scarf, leading us to believe he owned Doctor Who's scarf, and do you know what? He didn't. So, Vince, get stuffed. Who would you save if your house was burning down? Would you save your cat, your pet, or your partner? Or maybe you're a bit like me, you're a bit like my girlfriend, where she has to come second best to the pet. Do you resent all of the attention, all of the love, all of the nice swanky food that the pet in your house gets? Do you feel second best to your cat, to your dog? How does that make you feel? Do you find yourself kicking the dog down the stairs because it's getting a little bit more attention, a little bit more loving than you're getting? Have you ever been in the middle of making love with your partner and they've stopped to go and look after the pet? Has that ever happened? 0870 90 90 973. Maybe you've just started going out with someone and you've gone back to their house for the first time and you found out they've got a budgie or they've got a cat and they start giving a little bit too much attention to the budgie or to the cat. You can email as well, of course, Iain, IAIN, at lbc.co.uk, and the text is 0771 776 0973. But it's nearly exactly 4:14.
The time with Heathrow Express, the fastest way to Heathrow Airport. Timing is everything.
Finish work. Come home. Put some music on. Pour a glass of wine. Let your evening meal simmer gently on the hob, whilst you take time to sink down into your beautifully designed, dreamily comfortable new sofa from the designer collection at DFS. Oh dear, you haven't got one, have you?
The new designer sofa collection is available now at DFS with £250 off every sofa, plus 4 years free credit and nothing to pay for the first year. Great design needn't cost the earth. See local and national press for details of your nearest store or visit dfs.co.uk.
BAC pay your VAT. That's right. BAC will pay your VAT on all windows and doors, fascias, soffits and gutters ordered before the end of October. Plus, save an extra 10% on all windows and doors and an amazing 30% on fascias, soffits and gutters. This interest-free credit available too. So visit bacwindows.co.uk for your free online quote or call 0800 666 444. That's all the sixes and all the fours for BAC Windows and Doors.
It's time for the latest LBC 97.3 news headlines with Sandy Wall.
£12 million worth of cannabis has been seized from an industrial estate in Beckton in East London. A former housemaster at Dulwich College has pleaded not guilty to indecently assaulting 3 boys. And there's a new favourite in the Tory leadership contest. Bookies William Hill now make David Cameron the 11-10 front-runner ahead of long-time leader David Davis, who's at 5-4. The weather cloud building up after midnight should stay dry tonight, though we're looking at a low of 13 Celsius.
Let's find out what's happening on the roads and the trains with Richard Hakier.
Still got big problems around the West Hampstead area. A41 Finchley Road closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane due to a burst water main. It's been ongoing now for much of the day. Coming into town, a real crawl from Brent Cross, I'm afraid. Going northbound the other way, out of town, queues are back towards St John's Wood. Diversions have been set up for you, but really suffering around the whole area as a result. You're being advised to use the A5 as an alternative. In Kensington, we've got lane restrictions on Lower Sloane Street, causing delays both ways following an incident last night. Into the West End, Oxford Street is partly blocked with a fire engine parked up at Oxford Circus. That's following an incident at the Tube Station. And in Hammersmith, we've got roadworks on King Street as you head towards Chiswick, causing queues on all approaches to the Hammersmith one-way. Taking a look at the tubes for you. Central Line, no service between Marble Arch and Liverpool Street, plus Bakerloo and Victoria Line delays following fire brigade safety checks at Oxford Circus. Also got delays on the District Line to watch out for due to safety checks at Wimbledon Park. Your next update in 15 minutes, LBC 97.3 Travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
This October, get on your bike with London's LBC 97.3 and Cycle 2005 at the XL Centre in Docklands. Cycle 2005 is the UK's premier cycling exhibition and is a unique chance to see all the latest bikes, clothing and accessories before they hit the shops. Have a go on the Transport for London City test track. See elite riders in action and check out the latest trends in the Cycle Fashion Show. The event takes place from the 14th to the 16th of October and adult tickets are £10 in advance and kids go for £1. To book, call 0870 838 2222 or go to lbc.co.uk for more details. Cycle 2005 and London's LBC 97.3.
Hello, UPS. How can I help you?
Tom Lancelot, MD Excalibur Industries. I'm conferencing you into our New York CEO, Todd Schwartz.
Hi there.
Hold on while I patch in our Brazil office.
Hola.
And our man in Paris. Bonjour. Okay, we need a reliable global distribution service.
Well, as the world's largest package delivery company, UPS deliver more packages than anyone else.
Great.
Bueno.
Yeah, what is it you need to send?
A pork fritter.
It's just you, isn't it? Doing all the voices.
The reliable UPS Global Network. UPS. Deliver more.
The sound of an approved used Audi. It runs as smoothly today as it ever did. Now, the potential long-term cost of keeping it that way are even less. That's because when you visit the Audi approved used car event at your local participating centre on the 10th to the 16th of October, you'll receive 2 years free servicing on the approved used Audi of your choice. Offer excludes A8, S and RS models. For terms and conditions, and for details of your nearest participating centre, visit audi.co.uk/used cars or call 0845 123 776. Audi. Vorsprung durch Technik.
Coming soon to a radio near you, James O'Brien is about to stir things up even more than usual. London's LBC 97.3 Coffee Club with Ponty's happens every Friday morning from 10. Log on to lbc.co.uk today to download your free coffee refill voucher, valid for this Sunday morning. And listen to James O'Brien Friday mornings from 10 for the LBC 97.3 Coffee Club with Ponty's, the home of the perfect Lavazza coffee. The 3-hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
I can't understand how LBC can hand over their drive time slot to such a talentless, self-opinionated oaf as Iain Lee. Expect a sharp drop in the ratings from Bob, a long-time listener. We've lost Bob, everybody. We've lost Bob. I don't think we can get him back. Never mind. Can we find someone to replace Bob? Is that possible? Listen, we've lost the listener. We've lost Bob. A long-time listener. Yeah, I'm bothered. If you can get someone new to phone up the show today, we will give them a lovely round of applause. There we go, that's a prize. And Jay from SW9 says, Iain, I'm wearing a red and black scarf, so playing the game there. It's scarf day. We're only accepting texts from people wearing scarves. Jay then goes on to say, I don't like you on at this time of the day. It's quite smutty. I'm having to explain things to my 5-year-old. How long are you on drive time for? For at least a year. Hey! Unless we really muff it up, which I think we can just stay on the right side of that. But for at least we've not been smutty today, have we? Not mentioned anything smutty. Lucy's in the Teesside. Hello, Lucy.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy. What can I do for you?
I'm just phoning up about...
Lucy, are you wearing a scarf?
I am, yes.
Can you describe it to me, please?
Yep, it's a cream velour one, which I got when I went to a party at the Big Brother house.
A party at the Big Brother house. Show business. Lucy, what can I do for you?
Right, I'm actually phoning up about if the flat was actually burning down.
Yep.
And I would actually save my pet first, because I know for a fact if my other half was actually to go out of the house first, he would rather save his computer than me.
Oh, now you're throwing something else into the mix, saving a computer.
He would.
Yeah, well, so he said this to you, has he? He'd rather save his computer. Surely that's covered by the house insurance, Lucy.
No, but I just know he would. He's forever on it and always doing bits on it.
He's always doing bits on it, let's not ask. What pet have you got, Lucy?
I've actually got a cat.
And just the one?
Yeah, just one.
And what's your cat called?
Called Poppet.
It's called what?
Poppet.
Poffit?
No, Poppet.
Poppet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice name for a cat. A little bit weird, but a nice
We
name.
called that when we got it.
Oh, what do you mean? Did you steal it?
No, we got it from a cat protection league.
Oh, okay. They stole it. Of course, they didn't before they phone up and go mental. Because, to be honest, cat people are a little bit weird. As I was saying earlier, if you've got more than 2 cats, you are a sad, mental, lonely, old female virgin. More than likely. The statistics have proven this. It's not me being controversial. Statistics have proven this. If your house was on fire, who would you save? Your pet or your partner? You'd save your pet, surely. You'd have to. They are completely dependent on us. They need us to look after them. We should put our pets before the people we're going out with. The pet is never going to leave us unless they run away, in which case that's a little bit sad, or gets run over. But they're never going to leave us. Your partner, they can change their mind at the drop of a hat. It's a terrifying world we live in. 0870 9090 973. Kate's in the Reading. Hello, Kate.
Hello.
Hello, Kate.
Hiya.
Hello there.
All right.
Good afternoon.
Good.
Shall we get into it or carry on saying hello to each other?
No, that's good. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Good. What can I do for you, Kate?
I've got a scarf on to
well
start
done.
off with. But I sleep with a scarf as well.
You sleep with a scarf?
Yeah.
You're taking this to the extremes. What, even in the summer?
Yeah, even in the summer.
Why?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to have a blanket. My grandma knitted it for me.
Right.
But it turned into a big knot. Because it'd been with me for so long.
Well, I feel like many of us. I used to have a little security blanket I would carry around with me all the time.
Yeah.
I don't sleep in a scarf, though, Kate.
Oh, well, I don't sleep in it. I sleep with it next to my pillow. My grandma then made me...
Hey, have you got 3 cats?
Have I got 3 cats?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, just asking. Carry on.
She made me a scarf a few years ago, and I use it to replace my blanket from when I was a kid.
And Kate, what is this scarf like, please?
It's stripy. It's quite long.
Yeah.
It's tall. I'm quite tall, but it's taller than me.
Wow.
It's a tall scarf.
Man, isn't it tall?
And it's stripy.
So long scarves are the best scarves in the world, aren't they?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Kate, are you wearing it now?
No, I'm not.
Cut her off! Cut her off! She snuck that one through, cheeky mare. Elizabeth is in the Heathrow. Hello, Elizabeth.
Oh, hello, Ian.
Hello, Elizabeth. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. I was fine.
What can I do for you on this lovely afternoon?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Isn't it?
One thing I was wondering, what you were doing wearing a scarf on such a lovely afternoon.
Oh, because it's a little bit nippy out, and it's scarf day.
Well, it's about 18 degrees, so it's not that nippy out.
Well, in Heathrow it might be, but over here in wherever we are, Notting Hill Gates, Shepherd's Bush area, it's flipping freezing.
Oh, is it? Well, I didn't really ring you about the scarf.
But
I rang you about that you would save your cat before your girlfriend.
Of course I would.
Now, that's just something that a typical cat lover would say.
What?
Because as far as I'm concerned, cat lovers are a completely strange breed of people. How could anyone...
Why are we a strange breed of people?
Well, you wear scarves when it's hot in the afternoon.
Well, Elizabeth, it's not hot. It's virtually winter now.
And you would save a cat.
Of course I would. I would save my cat over my girlfriend because my girlfriend could probably fight her way through the flames and the falling debris. My cat would be terrified under the desk in the office at the back of the flat.
A cat is the most selfish, horrible, awful animal.
No, I think that's you. No, they're not.
If you said that you would save your dog, then I could understand.
Well, I wouldn't say my dog, Elizabeth, because my dog died about 12 years ago. That would be crazy.
If you had a dog, but the point...
Cats aren't selfish. Cats give you love. Cats give you affection, Elizabeth. You sound like a grumpy old grumpy who needs to have your heart opened by a lovely cat.
No, by a lovely dog, perhaps, because normal people love dogs.
Oh, that's offensive.
Because
that's
dogs
nasty.
give you unconditional love.
Of course they do.
Love you.
Dogs are stupid.
Right?
Dogs are as thick as bricks.
Cats are selfish, horrible.
Cats are more intelligent
scary,
than dogs. Cats are... hang on, here we go. Elizabeth, here we go. Elizabeth, cats are scary. You're scared of cats, are you? Little cat gonna scare you?
I hate them.
It scares you?
And I certainly wouldn't save a cat.
Because you're scared of it.
And there's only one thing.
Elizabeth, I want you to say, my name is Elizabeth, and I am scared of cats.
I'm not scared of cats.
You just said they were scary.
I don't like them.
Because they were scary.
I don't like the way they slink around.
What's happened?
And I don't like people who like cats either.
I don't think you like
they're
people.
Strange.
I
wouldn't save you. I wouldn't save you.
I don't think you like people.
Oh, I do. I love people, actually.
I don't know if you do, Elizabeth. I think your heart sounds cold and frozen, and you need the love of a good, affectionate, intelligent cat.
I'm a very warm-hearted, affectionate
Oh, no, you're not.
person.
What dog have you got, Elizabeth?
Well, I haven't got one.
Oh, well, then what are you talking about? She's a mental. Chris, don't put mental through, for God's sakes. Elizabeth sounds like a very sad, bitter lady who needs to have the love of a cat open up. Cats are far more intelligent than dogs. Dogs, you throw a stick, a dog goes and gets it and brings it back. A cat won't. A cat will look at it and walk the other way, because cats aren't stupid. If your house was on fire, who would you save? Your pet or your partner? 0870 9090 973. And I bet Elizabeth wasn't wearing a scarf as well. Shameful.
To celebrate our birthday, London's LBC 97.3 wants you to win thousands of pounds when you play Mystery Londoners.
Just identify 5 famous Londoners who together say LBC 97.3.
Here's an example from 5 of your favourite presenters. LBC 97.3. If you guessed that was Marcus Churchill, Clyde Bull, Sandy Toksvig, Steve Allen and Iain Lee, you would have won £5,000. Mystery Londoners.
The Real Thing starts Monday on London's LBC 97.3.
5 names for £5,000.
Cowboy couriers, yeehaw.
Where's my courier?
Ooh, a few delays today, love. Leaves on the road.
Tired of waiting for that important package? Speak to Churchill Express. Put our couriers to the test. We'll deliver anywhere in London from just £2.95. Get it delivered fast. Call Churchill Express 020 8993 2211 or visit churchillexpress.co.uk 8993 2211. We deliver the goods.
How long does a regular football match last? 90 minutes, you may say. Or 95 if United are a goal down at Old Trafford. In fact, the actual playing time of most matches is less than 60. The rest is spent waiting, for play to restart, for injuries to be treated, for time-wasting players to get on with it. And it's the same with most jobs. A large proportion of every day is spent waiting. At Vodafone, we're doing our bit to cut this down. 90% of calls to our business helplines are answered within 5 rings. And by a person, not a machine. Vodafone. Dedicated support for every business customer.
Hello from Holiday Spotlight. We're with Susan and Paul in Cuba with Virgin Holidays. Enjoying your holiday?
What?
How's the holiday going?
Is it snowing?
1, 2, 3. Move with me, darling.
No, this is Cuba. It's hot.
Oh, just ignore her, darling. Let's salsa.
Cuba.
Travel to Cuba with Virgin Holidays and all you'll have to think about is each other. To book a late deal from £599 or order your 2006 Caribbean brochure, go to virginholidays.co.uk or see your favourite travel agent.
Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. ATOL protected.
Iain Lee.
Now, starting on Monday, they've heard all the trials for this over the last week. Monday the 10th, we're giving you the chance to win £5,000, which is brilliant. That will buy you a lot of CDs, a lot of DVDs, which is very, very nice. So all you got to do is call the hotline number that we'll be giving out very, very soon, and enter the 5 names for £5,000 Mystery Londoners on London's LBC 97.3. Identify 5 voices and win £5,000.
Available on DAB Digital Radio.
London's LBC 97.3.
At 4:30, I'm Sandy Ward. The Met has seized 5.5 tons of cannabis from an industrial estate in Beckton. It's the biggest haul of the drug in the force's history. It's thought to have been smuggled into the country from Mexico, hidden inside furniture. 9 people have been arrested. A suspected jewel thief still seriously in hospital following an attempted raid at the exclusive Tiffany store in Sloane Square. He was hit by an unmarked police car during a high-speed chase this morning. Another man died, while 3 others have been arrested. Plans to make it a criminal offence to praise these terrorist attacks are being changed by the Home Secretary. It'll now have to be proved that anyone accused of glorifying terrorism intends to actually incite further atrocities. President Bush says the US has foiled 3 terror strikes planned by Al-Qaeda on American soil since 9/11. He made the statement during a speech to bolster failing public support for US operations in Iraq. He also insisted he'd never accept anything less than complete victory in the war on terrorism. A former housemaster at one of the most prestigious public schools in the country has pleaded not guilty to indecently assaulting 3 boys. Nicholas Cousins, who's 51, allegedly attacked teenage pupils of Dulwich College during the 90s. The former head of PE denies a total of 5 charges. Tube drivers are refusing to cruise some trains in a row over safety. The RMT union says an emergency braking system on the Northern Line has failed 4 times in as many weeks. It's calling for double crewing of all services on the line, as well as daily safety checks. Bookies now have David Cameron favourite to succeed Michael Howard as Tory leader. David Davis, the Shadow Home Secretary, is thought to have harmed his chances by making a lacklustre speech to the party's conference. Later in London, Des Lynam signs copies of his new autobiography. That's at Waterstones on Oxford Street. Nearest tube is Bond Street. That's at 6 o'clock. Cloud building after midnight tonight. Should be dry. 13 the low. Sun sets at 6:26. Tomorrow sunrise at 7:10. A misty start, then warmer with some wispy cloud and some sunshine. 4:32.
Let's get the latest in the world of travel with Richard Hakier.
Let's take a look at West Hampstead first of all. The A41 Finchley Road closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane. That's due to a burst water main. If you're coming into town, still crawling, I'm afraid, from Brent Cross and going the other way northbound. Queues trailing back towards St John's Wood. Do keep those calls coming in to me on the jam line. 08000 68 60 80 is the number to call. Let's keep London moving. You're being advised to use the A5 as an alternative there. M25 going anti-clockwise on that northwestern stretch. Very heavy in patches from junction 21A right round to junction 15, Watford North to the M4, adding about 15 minutes extra onto your journey there. And staying down to the west of town in Hammersmith, we've got roadworks on King Street as you head towards Chiswick, causing queues on all approaches to the Hammersmith one-way. Only one boat in operation still on the Woolwich Ferry for maintenance, adding up to an hour of delays onto your journeys on both sides of the river. Taking a look at the tubes for you. Central Line, no service between Marble Arch and Liverpool Street, plus Northern, Metropolitan and District Line delays. Your next update in 15 minutes. LBC 97.3 Travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
Remember the old days of radio? You had a big dial and you sort of fiddled about. Now things are much more sophisticated. Just tap a control. Even better, you can now do this on a mobile phone. The stylish new Samsung E720. It features an MP3 player for your favourite tracks and external controls. Just let me tap it again. Even better, it's got a powerful megapixel camera with flash and Bluetooth. But these external controls... Tap into a world of entertainment with the new Samsung E720. Available now at all Orange retail stores.
Iain Lee.
Hello, you. This is the 3-hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee afternoon wireless show. Got a slightly cryptic email from Liam here, which I'm going to read out, and I'll leave it to you to work out exactly what it's about. Iain, you rascal. Changing Clive's photo like that? Shameful. He was so angry last night about it, he couldn't even hold a conversation about the moon. I'm not going to give away too much, but if you want to go have a look at the LBC website, lbc.co.uk, go to the presenters page, just have a look at the picture next to Clive Bull. Have a really good look at it. And email in what you see, ian@lbc.co.uk. Or you can give us a call, 08709090973. Raptor X, my podcast correspondent, has emailed in. We are number 13 in the podcast chart. Come on! Come on! If you want to go and download the podcasts, feel free to go to the iTunes website, because that's where it counts in the ranking. Yesterday's show should be there now, I believe. The Gene Simmons exclusive full uncut interview is definitely there. It's not labelled as that. There are 2 Tuesday podcasts. It's one of those. But go and download those things as many times as you want, for goodness sakes. But also, while you're on the internet, go and look at the LBC website. Have a look at Clive Bull's picture. Apparently he was... I wasn't listening last night. I was doing something interesting. Apparently he was furious. Alexandra is in the Edgware on Scarf Day. Alexandra.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I am all the better for talking to you.
Thank you very
It's a pleasure. What are you up to today?
I'm actually making some biscuits for my sister. She's allergic to nuts, so we will have to cook for her.
So but hang on a minute. She can cook without nuts, can't she?
Yeah, that's what we do.
Oh, okay. So
I'm good at making cakes. So
okay, but do you know, I don't like nuts, but I'm not allergic to them. That's quite a common thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more common now, but she was like one of the few, like many years ago.
She invented nut allergy.
But
wow.
No, it was actually a boy before her, but
okay.
pretty much.
She was the second person. She was the first lady to have nut allergy.
Yes.
Alexandra, what can I do for you?
I was just wanting to talk about cats.
Yep.
You know, you were talking about cats before. I think people are crazy about cats, and I don't like it.
Why? Because cats are dependent on us, Alexandra. Well, the point is, if my flat were on fire and I would rush in, I would save the cat. I'd say to my girlfriend, "Make your own way out, love. You're all right," and I'd go and save the cat first. I would put my cat first in every situation.
Okay, well that's like so silly because my husband's mother actually made the choice between her son and a cat. Because when he was born, he had a really bad cat allergy, and she kept the cat.
What is this with your family and allergies? Nut allergies, cat allergies, attention seeking.
Anymore though.
Right. Oh,
because he was grown. He had to grow up with the cat.
He got better, did he?
Yeah, he had to live with the cat.
Yeah, right. That happened. So his mum, he was allergic to cats. What would happen to him? His throat would puff up.
He had hives everywhere.
Yep.
All of that stuff. But when I spoke to his mum said, no, well, obviously I was going to keep my cat.
Good work, so she should do.
No.
The cat was there before the baby.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't matter. The cat is one of the... Every time when a human being, you do not leave the cat around.
Yes, you do, because the cat's done nothing wrong. It's the human being, and you should either... And in fact, having that cat around has made your husband a stronger man. Whereas before, he was quite weak and pathetic and allergic to cats. Now he's better. As a result of a cat. A cat has cured him.
No, a cat has just... been there and made his life more annoying.
A cat has cured him of a rather fey, limp condition. I'm allergic to cats.
Don't be mean about people allergic to cats. I'm allergic to them.
No, you're not.
I am.
Why well, your family needs to toughen up a bit. Alexandra, are you wearing a scarf?
Yeah, I am.
What does it look like?
It's a white one. I got it from Claire's last week.
Bless you. Thank you very much. Claire's Accessories, I'm guessing, one of the greatest shops on the high street. If it's getting late and you haven't got your girlfriend a present, Claire's Accessories. Well, can we see if Claire's Accessories would sponsor the show? We get so many, brooches and, girly things to give away. It'd be brilliant. Let's get getting cool with Claire. We'll each week we'll have a phone call from someone called Claire, who likes... I don't know. Maybe that's not a good idea. Jessica is in the Croydon. Hello, Jessica.
Hello.
Hello, Jessica. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to speak...
Hang on a minute. I recognise that accent.
Yeah, I spoke to you a few weeks ago.
You did? Let me ask you one quick question, Jessica.
Yeah.
Is your mother a chav?
No.
I know who you are. I know who you are. You've done well to lose the accent, Jessica, but we know your mother. She's Chavvy Vicky.
She isn't Chavvy Vicky.
Okay, what can we do for you, Jessica?
I just wanted to speak about our cat.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm wearing a scarf.
What does your scarf look like?
Oh, it's my mum's, and it's not
Burberry.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
It's a creamy colour one with bits of other coloured string in it.
Class. Bits of string in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mum's got a scarf with bits of string in it. That's not Chavvy, is it?
No.
Jessica, what cat have you got, Jessica?
I've got 2 cats.
Okay, that's any more than 2 cats, so you'd be sad.
Anyway,
What do you mean, anyway?
One's, dark, and it's got, sort of blonde and...
Yeah.
Stuff,
blonde and stuff.
Brown in it.
Yeah.
And our other one's ginger and white.
And your cats are the most important things in your life, aren't they?
Yep.
If anything happened to those cats, you'd be heartbroken, wouldn't you?
Yep.
The cats are better than your mum, aren't they? Oh, come on.
Same.
The same. The cats are the same as your mum.
No, not like... I mean, I love them the same way.
The same way. But maybe you love your cats a little bit more.
No,
because your cats need you, Jessica. They can't do nothing without you, whereas your mum can do things without you. I'm right, aren't I?
No.
Jessica, listen, thank you very much. Send my love to your chavvy mother. Ian, 45% of cat owners buy their cats holiday presents. I've done that. I've been away on holiday, bought my cat. If you've got a pet, if you don't buy it a present at Christmas or on its birthday or when you come back from a holiday, then you should not be allowed to have that animal. It's as simple as that. What better treat is there than giving your cat a lovely present to open on Christmas morning? There's nothing better than that. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Christine's in the Woodford Green. Hello, Christine.
Hello.
Christine in the Woodford Green. Christine in the Woodford Green.
Hello.
Hello.
I'd save me dog.
Of course you would.
Of course.
Of course you would. What's your dog called, Christine?
Nina.
Mina?
Nina.
Nina? And what, you got an old man, have you?
Yeah.
The house on fire, you're going to rush in, you're going to pick up the dog and get out with it, aren't you?
I couldn't pick her up, but I would get my dog out first.
Because that dog is totally dependent on you, Christine.
Agree with you wholeheartedly.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was talking nonsense, but it turns out that someone actually thinks I've got a business. And do you get your dog birthday and Christmas presents?
No.
Oh, shame on you. You cold-hearted woman. Why not? So you're there, you and your fella, opening your Christmas presents Christmas morning, and maybe having a bit of a fry-up, and your dog's going, excuse me, where's my present?
No present.
You've never wrapped a bone up in wrapping paper so it looks like a bone and put it under the tree?
No, I buy toys every week, so...
Oh, well, there you go. You buy toys every week. Well, that's fair enough. And how does your old man feel knowing that you would rather save the dog than him?
Well, I think he knows, exactly.
Yeah.
I love her.
Christine, no, of course she's your baby. She's totally dependent on you. 0870 9090 973. Gloria's in the Newbury Park. Hello, Gloria.
Hello, actually, I'm not in the Newbury Park.
Whereabouts are you? So it says on my screen.
I'm actually driving back to Finchley.
Okay, so Gloria driving back to the Finchley.
No, this is what I want to ask you, Ian.
Yes.
First of all, I've got a scarf on, but it's only a little pink cotton scarf.
Oh, it sounds so sexy, Gloria.
And I do have a cat.
Good work.
One cat.
Good. Well, that's good.
I want to know why, when you introduce people, you say they're from the Finchley or the Heathrow.
Well,
if they were from the Netherlands, that would be all right, but it just doesn't sound right.
What would you say then?
Well, I used to say it's Gloria from Finchley, not from the Finchley. Because you've got a lot of young listeners now, Ian, and you've got to watch it because you've got to be grammatically correct.
I am listen, Gloria, I'm the one that is being grammatically correct. That's how you're supposed to say place names.
But it's not.
But it is.
Don't.
But it's the way you're supposed to say it. If you trace it back, it's the way... Have you ever seen the Queen saying place names, Gloria?
I haven't seen the Queen.
On the Queen's speech, every now and then she'll say, this year we went to the Windsor, or this year we went to the Athens. And she'll say that that's how the Queen speaks, and it's her language.
But you're not the Queen.
But I'm speaking her language, which she's lent to me.
Oh, I still don't think it sounds right.
Gloria, just try it. Say, this is Gloria from the Finchley. Just say it. Try it. Go on, you'll love it.
This is Gloria from the Finchley.
Isn't that good?
I must tell you, Ian, actually, now you've come on to this time, when I get home, usually get home, pick up my son, and I put on Paul O'Grady, but I must say, Ian, I keep you on the radio till 7 o'clock.
God bless you, I'm better than that bloke who used to dress up like a stroppy bird. I'm better than him. 0870 909. It's very kind of you. Thank you very much. 0870 9090 973. It's 4:43 and 30 seconds.
The time with Heathrow Express, the fastest way to Heathrow Airport. Timing is everything.
Do we think that height equals wisdom? No? Then why do we stop asking questions once we've grown up? Honda like asking questions. What's that for? What's this for? What if it was smaller, taller, thicker, quicker, oblonger? And our favorite question of all, is that the best you can do? The thing is, when your whole philosophy is based on the power of dreams, you can't help it. You're never satisfied. So while we'll always be as questioning as the children we once were, the one thing you'll never hear Honda ask is, are we there yet?
You might have noticed that it rained a lot just lately. We noticed because every time it happened, our roof leaked. Buckets everywhere. Then someone recommended Bird and Wedge, master roofers for over 80 years. They were quick off the mark. They renovated the roof and the guttering and matched the original slates. They even installed a skylight, so now we can watch the rain rather than collect it. Find them at birdandwedge.com or call 0800 731 1923. Bird and Wedge. Master roofers, high standards.
So time for the latest LBC 97.3 news headlines with Sandy Ward.
A record haul of cannabis smuggled into the country inside a cargo of furniture has been seized by police in East London. The Home Secretary Charles Clarke's watering down plans to make it a crime to glorify acts of terrorism. Now it'll have to be proven a person intended to incite further terrorist acts. And a children's drama telling the story of the July the 7th bombings on London is to be broadcast next year on the first anniversary of the attacks. Cloud will build after midnight tonight, 13 the low, sunset due at 6:26. Tomorrow, after a misty start, it will be warmer with wispy cloud and some sunshine will break through.
Let's get the latest in the world of travel with Richard Hakier.
Still looking at problems up in the north of town, I'm afraid. The A41 Finchley Road remains closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane following a burst water main. Coming into town, still a real crawl from Brent Cross. Northbound is tailing right back towards St John's Wood, and your alternative is the A5, but that's looking pretty busy as we head into the rush. M25 going anti-clockwise, very heavy in patches from 16 round to 14 on the western stretch. That's the M40 to Heathrow as you head down towards the A3. 20 minutes extra on your journey there. In Hammersmith, we've got roadworks to watch out for on King Street as you head towards Chiswick, and causing queues on all approaches to the Hammersmith one-way. And don't forget, Battersea Bridge still closed both ways for repairs after it was hit by a boat last month. Wandsworth, Chelsea and Albert Bridges are your alternatives there. Taking a look at the tubes for you. Central Line, no service between Marble Arch and Liverpool Street following an incident at Oxford Circus, and the Northern, Metropolitan and District lines are also running with delays. Your next update in 15 minutes, LBC 97.3 Travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
Play Mystery London and win £5,000. Coming soon to London's LBC 97.3.
Crap.
Div.
Loser.
Donut.
There are lots of words for
Barry
it.
in Watford.
So if
Barry.
you're under 16 and
Any suggestions of where I can call my posse?
damage on London buses or trams, Transport for London can take away your free travel concessions.
So if you want to ride for free on the bus, don't act like a muppet. Abuse it, and you'll lose it.
6% net guaranteed income until 2015. Completion expected 2010. Prices from £175,000. As chairman of Galliard Homes, I introduce One Westminster Bridge County Hall, a superb new serviced-apart hotel overlooking the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. At One Westminster Bridge, you will receive 6% net guaranteed income until 2015. This net guaranteed income is available immediately when you exchange contracts with an initial deposit of only £1,000. And your earliest expected completion date will be 2010. Prices start from only £175,000. And your investment will be fully managed and let by the Park Plaza Group. One Westminster Bridge will be released for sale on the 22nd and 23rd of October at the London Riverbank Park Plaza Hotel on the Albert Embankment. For full information, call our One Westminster Bridge hotline on 020 7620 1500. That's 020 7620 1500 or visit onewestminsterbridge.com for fast-track registration.
Iain Lee. The 3 hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Can I apologise for any bits of Barry you may have heard during that commercial break there? My finger slipped on a button and I couldn't find the off switch. It's as simple as that. Liza, I don't know, excuse me, I get the pronunciation wrong, has emailed in. Subject, Clive Bull. She's just written, Philtastic. Go and have a look at the LBC website and see what it is. The LBC website, there's one guy who knows how to change all the bits and pieces, all the information. I have got his book of codes. It's absolutely true. So I can go on the website and I can change bits and pieces. I've just messed around with the Clive Ball picture a little bit. I had such a stroppy email from Bob. Bob sent me this email, furious. I've sort of had to deny it was me, but you know what I mean? You shouldn't... he was saying really rude things about me. So, very, very disappointed. If your flat was on fire, who would you save? Your pet? Or your partner? You'd save your pet, of course. You have no choice. They're completely dependent on you. And do you get your pet presents? If you don't get your dog a bone at Christmas time and wrap it up so it looks like a bone, then you are a very, very nasty person. Joanne's in the Putney. Hello, Joanne.
Hello.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. You're right.
Yes, fine.
Do you like Phil Collins?
Not particularly.
Who does? He's for old people. Joanne, what can I do for you?
I was just trying to say, your thing about saving your pets. I've got 2 Dachshunds, and I would save them before anything or anyone. And I think, because I look after dogs for people for a living, and I think that they would probably do the same thing for their pets as well.
I think you have to, because they depend on you totally.
Absolutely.
I mean, we all know that dogs are more stupid than cats, so they need that little extra bit of help.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, come on, the dog will go and fetch a stick. A cat won't. A cat will just sit there and go, yeah, what? Bothered? It's a stick.
My Dachshunds wouldn't.
Oh, really? Maybe they're just lazy. Have you got a partner, Joanne, in your life?
Yes.
And do they get jealous of the attention that your Dachshunds get?
Actually, he's good because he loves them as much, well, nearly as much as I do, so he is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I have to say they are very important to him as well.
And of course you get them presents at Christmas and their birthday, don't you?
I get them presents for everything.
Oh, man, come on.
All the time. They're, you know, if they want a roast chicken, they get a roast chicken. If they want
And the thing is, I'm coming out on the radio and saying I will do all this for my cat. Some people, we're getting a lot of nasty emails, a lot of nasty texts saying, oh, you sad loser. But I think it's a big thing to admit that we would do this for our pets.
Oh, you know, I think there's something... I don't understand people that send emails or things like that, because the fact is, if anybody who's got no time for children and animals, there's something wrong with them as far as I'm...
Oh, I've got no time for children. It's just animals. the children, Joanne...
I don't want any, but, you know, I wouldn't do them any harm or anything.
Oh, no, would I? And if I found one in a little basket on my doorstep one morning, as is possible, I saw it in a film once, I would look after it as if it were my own. I think you have to give them back to the authorities, though. I don't know the legal technicalities on finding a child on your doorstep. Dominique's in the Notting Hill. Hello, Dominique.
Hi, Ian.
Hello, Dominique.
Listen, I'm loving the Iain Lee 3 hour 4 till 7 wireless show.
Oh, you nearly got it right. You missed out one word.
What was it?
Go on, try. You missed out the word afternoon. Try again.
After Iain Lee?
No, it's Iain Lee afternoon wireless show.
Yes. Iain Lee 3 hour 4 till 7 afternoon wireless show.
You got the Iain Lee in the wrong place.
Oh, shoot.
One more, we're not going anywhere till you get it right, Dominique. Agent Chris, put all the other calls on hold. Have a listen to this, Dominique.
Okay.
The 3 hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee afternoon wireless show.
What's it called?
The 3 hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee afternoon wireless show.
There we go. You got it right. You're the first caller to get the name of the show right. Well done.
You're joking.
Yeah, you're the first one. Apparently it's really tricky for people to say.
Well, I've written it down and I've got it all in the wrong places, so I'm really glad.
Well, good.
I'm a bit sad, though.
Oh, don't be... we've always known you're a bit sad, though, Dominique, so don't worry. What can I do for you, Dominique?
Listen, I wanted to know how clever your cat is.
She's... Well, now, there's me saying that cats are cleverer than dogs. She's not the cleverest cat in the world, it's got to be said. She's a little bit clumsy.
Okay, but that you were going on about cats being really intelligent, much more intelligent than dogs.
Yeah, they are, generally, yeah, definitely.
So how come your cat wouldn't save itself?
Because I think just because, you know, I don't know if you've ever been in a burning flat with wood and stuff falling around you, you kind of get a bit confused, you freeze, don't you, in that situation?
Yeah, but the cat wouldn't. The cat really would know what was going on. It would smell the fire even before the fire had started.
That's... What? It's not psychic, but I would still go into the flat and look for the cat before looking for my girlfriend.
But the problem is the cat would probably have gone, you be in the flat... on your own, and your girlfriend would have gone, and you will burn to death.
And you find that funny, do you, Dominique?
Sorry.
Are you wearing a scarf?
Yes.
Describe it.
It's chocolate wool.
Yeah.
Not made of chocolate.
Oh, that sounded too delicious to be true.
Yeah, and it's got a lurex thread running through it, bronze lurex.
Wow.
It's really nice.
Dominique, listen, it's a pleasure to talk to you. I would still go in and look for the cat. Let's do some of these texts. 0771 776 0973 is the text number. Ian, I've got 2 cats and they get a stocking at Christmas. I had an expensive infra-key flap fitted for them and they get treats of smoked ham and fresh fish very often. So Wimbledon. Ian, I'm wearing a tie. Does this count as a scarf? Says Kevin. No, it doesn't. Bye-bye. Elizabeth is right. Cats are rubbish and only for sad, lonely, middle-aged women who have given up on ever having sex. I've put that in a politer way than it says there. Dogs rule. They are a real man's pet, says John. And dogs... A lot of short men own dogs, I think we can say. They're kind of an extension of the... Ian, at the 3 hour, 4 till 7, Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show. That's the title of a text, thank you. All horses are good for is to be made into dog food for my dog. Oh, that's a little bit harsh, but you're probably right. I have cats and dogs, says Billy. All you pet lovers are freaks. My brother has pet snakes. Should he save them if there's a fire, says Zara. Well, snakes, I don't think you can have snakes as pets, really. Anyone who has snakes as pets is a lunatic. Dear Ian, I'm a new listener, but I agree with Bob. You may remember earlier on the show we lost Bob as a listener. I will also be no longer listening to you from Tom on the M25. Now, once more, listening to Magic. It's a good station. Good station. You can't knock it. If you like listening to boring records in the afternoon, who does? Losers do. 0870 9090 973. More of your calls, texts and emails after this.
When you're driving, when you're working, when you're socializing, if it feels like you can't ever escape your back pain, talk to Back to Normal.
Back to Normal offers treatment with proven success in reducing pain and increasing mobility in as little as 6 weeks. To book your assessment, call Back to Normal today on 020 7357 6877. That's 020 7357 6877. And get
Back to
Normal.
Perfect Paint sell windows and doors. We know that, but did you know that when you buy one window or door, they'll give you a second window or door absolutely free?
Absolutely free?
Absolutely free. You buy the first one and get the second free. So why are you still listening to me? Call Perfect Paints today.
Buy one, get one free on all windows and doors. All October at Perfect Paints. Call 0800 377 7743. 0800 377 7743. Or visit perfectpaints.co.uk.
Iain Lee.
Hello, you. Oh, man alive. I'm enjoying Scarf Day. Certainly good fun. Listen, in the next hour of the show, we'll keep talking about pets and why they're much more important than the people that we go out with. Relationships, boy, girlfriend, husband, wife, it's such a transient thing. It's not going to last. It never lasts. But the pet will stay with you as long as it lives. It's as simple as that. You can't go wrong with it. But we will be talking about boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands and wives. Relationship rules. Who sets the rules in the relationship? I won't say his name, but someone who produces a show on Agent Chris is having trouble. His girlfriend's moved in with it, and they need to set some ground rules out. Who is going to do what? The thing is, his girlfriend gets up quite early in the morning, turns on all the lights, puts the radio on, dries her hair in the bedroom, and he puts up with it. He needs to set down the ground rules of the relationship. The ground rules in my relationship are, A, I'd save the cat first. B, if Fifi gets up before me, she does not turn the lights on in the bedroom. She goes and gets dressed in the bathroom or downstairs, and she dries her hair downstairs. What unwritten rules have you got in your relationship? How did you decide upon them? And who set the rules? If one of you has to get up to work early, are you allowed to wake your sleeping partner? Are you allowed to leave? If I want to upset my girlfriend, I will leave my wet towels on the bathroom floor. Simple as that. Simple as that. When have you had an argument? When you have an argument, do you break these rules on purpose? Give us a call. 0870 9090 973 is the telephone number. Iain Lee, my partner comes first before any animal. I agree with Agent Chris. Iain, you are crazy. Clive Bull is better. From Paul in East Dulwich. Let me read out actually how he's written this text. I've made it sound better for him. Clive Bull is better show than you, says Paul in East Dulwich. It's one of Clive's old listeners not knowing how to work the text machine. Iain, I have 8 dogs, 9 cats, 2 horses, 12 budgies and 200 fish. What does that make me? Perry, it makes you a loser. That's what it makes you. That's ridiculous. Iain, I'm wearing my scrim scarf from my army days. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I'd save my cat Smokey. What did your girlfriend say about Sky Television in the bedroom? Well, Andy, she wasn't very happy, let's just say. But it's in there now, and it's easier to keep it than to get rid of it. Iain, I saved my cat. My aunt has over 100 cats. What do you think of that? I think she's a very sad woman. Iain, I'm wearing black... Sorry, I was reading a text in my head then. I can't read out on the wireless. Iain, I'm wearing a black and grey scarf from The Gap. It's lovely. Let's unite London in the love of the scarf, says James in Kentish Town. That's what Scarf Day's all about. It's a lovely thing to do. I'm going to be changing my scarf while the news is on, in fact, so make sure you're doing that. Sahib from Catford says, Iain, I'm wearing... from Catford, isn't it all link up in some kind of crazy cosmic way? I'm wearing a black and white scarf. It's flipping itchy. But don't you feel good, though? And Iain, I haven't got a scarf in my van. As a substitute, I have a dust sheet. Is this acceptable, or do I need to turn the radio off now? Neil, it's acceptable. The fact you're making the effort, we can definitely go along with that. We're taking your calls still on who you prefer, your cat or your partner. Your pet or your partner, sorry, in the next hour. And what are the unwritten rules in your relationship? Have you decided who cooks, who does the washing up? We kind of, in my house, fall into traditional gender roles, not through any sexist thing, but Fifi does the washing up and does the clothes washing. I kind of go and do the hunter-gathering thing. How does it work in your house? 0870 9090 973. More of your calls, your texts and your emails after the latest LBC news.
Available on DAB Digital Radio. London's LBC. 97.3.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Sandy Wall. A record haul of cannabis smuggled into this country. Inside a cargo of furniture has been seized by police and customs officers. The 5.6-ton shipment worth £12 million is the largest ever captured by the Metropolitan Police. 7 men and 2 women are being questioned. 20 years after one of the most shocking murders in London, police are making a new appeal for information. PC Keith Blakelock was murdered during riots on the Broadwater Farm estate in Tottenham. Police have always been sure local people knew the full truth of what happened. Now they're hoping 20 years on people may be more willing to come forward. Detective Superintendent John Sweeney denies it's just reopening old wounds.
There have been tremendous improvements in all sorts of areas in Haringey, and there's a different community there now. But when people remember, certainly the Broadwater Farm comes up in the media, there's always that shadow over it because it's an unsolved murder, so there's always likely to be some questions about it. I mean, solving this crime will help to bring resolution not just to the family but to the community in Haringey as well.
More on that story on the Nightly News tonight after 7. Michael Howard has made his final speech as Tory leader and urged his party to unite behind his successor. He said the modern world still needed conservative values and urged his party to rebuild themselves to regain the trust of the British people. Steve Hammond is the Tory MP for Wimbledon. He's told us the party is sad to see him go.
People were really hoping that Michael would lead us to an election victory or maybe have picked up another 20 or 30 seats. But Michael leaves as leader with respect and dignity. I don't know if you read The Sun this morning, but it said when the Tories get back into power, the leader we all know the leader they'll have to thank is Michael Howard. And that's right, Michael has saved us as a party. He has our respect and Sandra has our affection.
Police have compiled a list of 50 possible suspects after an appeal for information over the killing of teenage model Sally Ann Bowman. New CCTV pictures taken just hours before the 18-year-old was murdered in Croydon have been released. Detectives believe they have DNA evidence of the prime suspect, who may have attacked another woman in an hour before the murder. The Home Secretary is watering down controversial plans to make glorifying terrorism a criminal offence, but he's standing by proposals to let police detain suspects for up to 3 months before charge. Charles Clarke denies the new terrorism bill goes too far in eroding civil liberties.
The enormity of some of their attacks, most recently in Bali, but from 9/11 and even before, and then the two events in London, all lead you to say that Al-Qaeda itself or its range of different associated organisations have to be contested by all means possible in order to protect our civil liberties.
A visitor centre dedicated to the children's author Roald Dahl is being planned. The attraction is likely to be in Cardiff, where the much-loved writer was born. His classic books, including Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Danny, the Champion of the World, a feasibility study on the centre is taking place. Cloud will build tonight after midnight. It will be dry with 13 the low, sunset at 6:26. Tomorrow 7:10 the sunrise, then warmer with some cloud and some sunshine breaking through. LBC weather with Well Woman advanced nutrition capsules from Vitabiotics, available from chemists and health stores, or visit wellwoman.com. It's 3 minutes past 5.
Let's get the latest travel news now with Richard Hakier.
Still got big problems, I'm afraid, around Hampstead. 841 Finchley Road closed as it has been for much of the day now, both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane due to a burst water main. Absolutely solid around the whole area as a result. You're being advised to avoid it if you can, and if you can, use the A5 as an alternative. We've got delays at the moment both ways in the Rotherhithe Tunnel. That's due to a breakdown. You're being advised to avoid that route if you can as well. And don't forget, Battersea Bridge still closed both ways for repairs. Wandsworth, Chelsea or Albert Bridges are your alternatives there. In Kensington, we've got lane restrictions on Lower Sloane Street, causing delays both ways following an incident last night. And just been looking at the western stretch of the M25 for you, going anti-clockwise, still looking pretty heavy. 30-minute delays from junction 16 round to 40 in the M40 down to Heathrow. Clockwise looking pretty busy as well on the same stretch. For the tubes, Central Line, severe delays between Marble Arch and Liverpool Street, and the Northern and Metropolitan lines are also running with delays. Your next update in 15 minutes, LBC 97.3 travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
Available on DAB Digital Radio. London.
LBC 97.3.
Look
Look around you. Sun, sea, and sand as far as the eye can see.
I can't believe we finally took the plunge and bought our dream home in Spain.
And didn't Blauvert make it so simple? From sorting out our mortgage to finding us that great solicitor.
And then they helped us choose the perfect villa.
The moving, the flights. It was a breeze.
Owning a place in the sun is so easy with Blauvert. As an investment or as a home, Blauvert do everything they can to make the process as simple as possible. Buy now and receive 1% cashback to cover your legal expenses. You'll also find out everything you need to know about living the Spanish dream. Blauvert, 020-7224-2202. That's 020-7224-2202. Buy direct from Blauvert Spanish property developers. We make the easy life even easier.
One day, it's this. And the next, it's that. Maybe you fancy some. Spend some time here. Or meet some. And everyone loves. There's lots on at Earls Court and Olympia this autumn. For full details and special offers, check out lotson.co.uk. Earls Court and Olympia. More events, more shows, more to see and do. Visit lotson.co.uk.
I know that BGR Bloomer personal injury solicitors are fast and friendly. And I know that if you've been injured at work or in a car as a driver or passenger and it wasn't your fault, they'll help you for free. There's nothing I don't know about... Oh. You can now text claim to 81066. I didn't know that. BGR Bloomer. They're your personal injury solicitors. Call 0800 050 1055.
London's LBC 97.3. The 3-hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Call 0870 9090 973.
I now have a girlfriend as the direct result of the Iain Lee Show. Have an LBC pen?
No.
Oh, go on.
No.
Give me an LBC pen, you tightwad.
Bitches, 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 bitches.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's your favourite presenter, is it?
Bitches.
Terrible. Shame. I'm surprised the old people listening don't have a heart attack. That's Clyde Bull, of course. He'll be here at 8 o'clock. I won't be. I'll be out at a party and a nightclub. Oh dear. Listen, if you've not, go and have a look at the LBC website. Go to the presenters page and have a look at the Clyde Bull picture. I've got the codes for the computer for the LBC website. I've got the codes. I can do what I want to it. Bob sent me a furious email. And I'd, tough on it. We're still talking in this hour. Who would you save, your pet or your partner? It would be your pet, of course it would. And it kind of brings us on to the next topic as well. We want to discuss as well. Have I said it as well enough there? I think maybe I should say it one more time. What are the unwritten rules in your relationship? Are there rules that you have to adhere to? We have rules in our house because I've been living with my girlfriend for a few years, so they kind of evolve. At some point, maybe you have to have a discussion about them. Fifi quite often gets up before me. By several hours now. And one of the rules is she gets up quietly, she doesn't turn any of the lights on, she goes and has a shower, she gets dressed in the bathroom, she goes downstairs, she feeds the cat, despite what I've said about me loving the cat, and she dries her hair downstairs and gets ready downstairs so as not to disturb me. That's one of the rules. Agent Chris, his girlfriend, has just moved in. He does not have this rule. She gets up before him, she switches the lights on, she puts the... Morning, Agent Chris! And he's like, oh... What are you doing? He's Welsh, not Asian, it's Welsh. She'll be listening, what Agent Chris is just saying in my ear, she'll be listening in 7 minutes' time, so we've got 7 minutes to badmouth her. Not badmouth her because she's lovely, but... What rules do you have in your house? I know that if I leave my towel on the bathroom floor, there will be a fight. It's an unwritten rule that I have to pick up the towels. I have to make the bed. Although as a man, I see no reason for making the bed. I mow the lawn. It's me that mows the lawn. It's a tough, horrible, dirty job, but it's me that has to do it. Fifi will never mow the lawn. I have to clean the windows. She will never clean the windows. But she washes the clothes. It's weird. What unwritten rules have you got in your house? 0870 9090 973. Where's that text? There's a very funny text here. It's sarcasm, I believe, in a text. Yet another really interesting choice of subject matter. At this rate, LBC will be offering money back to the sponsors. Dire. Roll on the 7pm news. Well, do you know what? I was upset by these texts and complaints I was getting. I'm not anymore, because Trevor has sent me a text that's filled me with joy and a little bit of male aggression. Mr. Lee, it's in capitals, so I guess he's shouting. Mr. Lee, just to let you know, you have 80 very loyal soldiers listening to you every day in the Gulf. You're the man, and don't let anyone tell you any different. Yes, it was an illegal war. Yes, it was started based on lies, but they're out there fighting for us, and this Sarky fella don't like it. I've got soldiers listening to me. Are you saying our boys are wrong? There's an argument. Oh, it's Mario in the Willesden. Hello, Mario.
In the Willesden.
In the Willesden, Mario. Please do not get them twisted, will you?
Yeah, that's right. Don't get them twisted, otherwise they'll be calling you ASA SAP.
They certainly will, sir. How are you, Mario? You right?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Listen, I'll tell you what, yeah?
Yeah?
You know what? I usually finish work already, but I'm actually taking a long way home just to listen to your show.
Come on, Mario. Bless you for that. Thank you.
Man. Hey, listen to this. I'll tell you what.
Go on.
It's like, you just got me in stitches. I don't know about them shadows, yeah?
Yeah.
Pulling you up about, what's happened to the 7... You're making this more interesting. You're making people now sit in traffic, having, I'd sit in traffic listening to you, Ian.
Mario, there's the trail for next week's show. I think we've done that. We can all go home now, Mario. It's very kind of you to say that, because I know, I know you phone up Clive Ball just because he's lonely and old, and bless you for doing that. Thank you for looking after the Phil Collins of LBC 97.3. But you're hip, Mario. You're young. You got your finger on a pulse, or something like that. Anyway, Mario? Why have you called in? What can I do for you?
Well, all this saving cats and dogs lark, yeah. What's all that about, man? I mean, cats. They just leave beer furs in your sofa, leave beer furs on your carpet and all of that.
Oh,
if it gets on your clothes, you go out with a shorty, and she just thinks that you're just a cruff, you know what I mean?
Hang on, sorry, Mary, you haven't explained this. If you go out with a shorty, she thinks you're a cruff?
Yeah, because you got beer furs on your clothes and that. Right. What's all that about? And the dog, you're going to save a dog? Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Why are you going to let your house burn in the first? Well, listen to this, man. Get some interest in your life. Get yourself a marine tank or something. That's something.
Now, marine tank, please tell me, God, that's not some kind of rhyming slang.
No, it's a fish tank, man, with some decent-looking fish in it.
Oh, fish are so boring, Mario.
Don't be silly, man. You get yourself a marine tank. That'll have you doing something rather than...
You'll have me smelling of fish.
Well, cats and dogs poo everywhere.
Well, no, they don't. My cat poos out in the back garden. I never see her do it.
Oh, come on, man, you know what I mean? And then you've got to get them a cat flap and a dog flap and all of that. You know what I mean? Get fur everywhere and...
Mario, it sounds to me like you have been upset by a cat in the past. Fish are the most boring pets in the world. Oh, look at the fish. For 5 seconds, then go and put a DVD on, Mario. Bless you for those kind words, though. Thank you very much. 0870 90 90 973. Listen, I've just been handed a stack of emails. I'm way behind on the emails, so I shall do those in a second, I promise. You can email Iain, IAIN, at lbc.co.uk. Who sets the rules in your relationship? We'll take your calls, your texts, and your emails after that. It's 5:13.
The Time with Heathrow Express. The fastest way to Heathrow Airport. Timing is everything.
You must have noticed how everything's so rushed these days.
Do you take him? You do. Good. Do you take her? You do too. Grand. Put the ring on, you're married. Kiss the bride. Next.
At least when you choose a sofa from the new designer collection at DFS, you don't have to rush to pay for it. Because there's 4 years free credit and will not ask for a penny from you for the first year. What's more, we've taken £250 off the price of every sofa in the collection as a special introductory offer. The new designer sofa collection at DFS. Great design needn't cost the earth.
See local and national press for details of your nearest store or visit dfs.co.uk.
I'm just mad about storage. Storage is the thing for me. I'm just mad about storage. I love to store my things away tidily.
At Big Yellow, Size is everything. Whether you're moving home or just short of space, we've lots of different sized rooms, so you can store what you like, from furniture to fish tanks, beds to bicycles, and you'll only pay for the space you really need. We've over 30 secure modern stores in handy locations across London and the South East. And equally handy is the free access, 7 days a week. Prices start from less than £10 a week, and there's up to 50% off your first 4 weeks at selected stores right now. So call today on 0800 783 4949 or visit bigyellow.co.uk. Big Yellow Self-Storage. What can we store for you?
It's time now for the latest LBC 97.3 news headlines with Sandy Ward.
The Met seized 5.5 tonnes of cannabis from an industrial estate in Beckton. It's the biggest haul of the drug in the force's history. A vaccine which protects against cervical cancer could be available to you within a year following a series of successful trials. And some prisoners are almost certain to get the vote following a ruling from the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. A cloud will build tonight, should be dry though with lows of 13. Tomorrow after a misty start it will be warmer with wispy cloud and we should see some sunshine.
Let's find out what's happening in the world of travel with Richard Hakea.
Absolute nightmare, I'm afraid, in the north of town. The A41 Finchley Road closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane following this burst water main. Now, diversions have been set up for you, but the whole area is suffering as a result. So too is the A5 Maida Vale if you're heading northbound, much heavier than usual as you try and avoid those queues. We've got severe delays at the moment as well, both ways in the Rotherhithe Tunnel. That's due to a breakdown. Police are on the scene. You're being advised to avoid it if you can. And only one boat operating on the Woolwich Ferry for maintenance, up to an hour of delays on both sides of the river as a result. Western stretch of the M25 going anti-clockwise, very heavy from 16 round to 14, M40 down to Heathrow, clockwise heavy along the same stretch as well. And in Acton, just hearing of queues to join the A40 Western Avenue as you head out of town at the Hanger Lane Gyratory. On the tube, Central Line, severe delays between Marble Arch and Liverpool Street, and the Northern, Metropolitan and Victoria lines are also running with delays. Your next update in 15 minutes, LBC 97.3 Travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
Play Mystery London and win £5,000. Coming soon to London's LBC 97.3.
Your sofa fits you and your room just right. So if it's seen better days and you want it looking new again, I have a plan. Linplan. Linplan recover, refurbish, return sofas and chairs to their original best. So you keep what you're comfortable with without paying for an expensive replacement. Linplan. For a free no-obligation quote, call 020-868-00100. That's 868-00100.
If you've never invested in property, if you'd like to be a successful property investor but don't know where to start, if building a portfolio seems a bit confusing, then take the first step with Inside Track. Since joining Inside Track, I've purchased 2 properties abroad and 1 in the UK.
My aim is to own 20 properties within 5 years, and I know this is possible with the help of Inside Track.
Take the first step by attending Inside Track's free introductory workshop. If you want to profit from property, don't go round the houses. Take the Inside Track. Call 0870 12 44 610 or log on to insidetrack.co.uk.
Iain Lee. The 3 hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
I must apologise. I didn't have a scarf change at the top of the hour, as I promised. I'm now taking off my green and black striped scarf and putting on, I think it's a couple of years old. This is from The Gap. Again, it's striped. All the best scarves surely are. It's black and then various shades of grey. It was advertised, I think, by Justin Timberlake on the television, but I only knew that after I bought it. Putting that on now. I hope you're wearing your scarf. Agent Chris is putting his scarf on. Alex has got Joe's got... We've all got scarves on. Here at the 3 hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show. Let me do, you can still give us a call, 0870 9090 973. Pets or partners? Also, the rules in your house, but I want to do some of these texts and emails because I'm way behind. On the text, unwritten rules in my houseboat, Iain. High rule, says Paul in Ladbroke Grove. Iain, in our household, this is from Malcolm, I empty and fill the dishwasher, cut the grass and do the bins. It's strange, isn't it? However modern we think we are, we do fall into traditional gender roles. I cut the grass, my girlfriend washes the clothes. And this isn't through some discussion we've had, it's just kind of happened. Is there something genetic in it? Am I allowed to say that, sisters? Are you still doing it for yourselves? Iain, I am wearing a scarf. You are too rude. I think you are entertaining, but, my dear boy, you should mind your manners. Stop being rude to the lovely listeners. Perhaps a bit more like that charming David Privet. Believe he means David Prever, who is a lovely young man, quite lovely, from Tom in Winchester. David Privet is quite lovely. Dear Ian, I will save your life by giving you this advice. Don't try and save the cats, as it is well known that animals have a third sense. A whole third sense? Wow. Mysterious. So they can see, they can smell, and they have a third sense. Maybe that's hearing, I don't know. So she would have probably fled your mansion before noticing the fire. That's from Katia. If cats are so clever, surely your cat would save itself if there was a fire, says Sarah in Kingsby. I said this, though, in a fire, we'd all get a little bit panicky, wouldn't you, and freeze. Caroline is wearing a scarf, good work. Ian, firstly, I'm wearing a scarf while listening to your show. Secondly, what happens if your cat is dead? From Steve. Well, is that a threat? Are you threatening me, Steve? Am I going to go home and find a nasty surprise? Francesca says, Ian, I'm wearing a lovely stripy multicoloured Doctor Who-type scarf today, and I think you should ban Elizabeth the cat hater. Listen, I can't really afford to ban any listeners, because for reasons I don't want to mention, but we've already lost Bob. Anyone who hates cats is evil, like Edna in Will-O the Wisp. I have a lovely black and white cat who looks like the one in the Felix ads, and she's called Socks. If dogs are so clever, why do they need someone to take them for a walk? That's a good point. Cats go out for a walk by themselves. Simple as that. Ian, dogs are stupid. This is from Eric Singer in Swansea. One of my dogs had his love spuds removed. Dear me, I should have censored this before I read this. The other night... oh, no. I don't want to hear about dogs' winkies, for God's sakes. That will upset all the mums. Congrats on a crap show. Excuse me for swearing. This is just the length of comment we've got. It's from Martin Daly. I will not be tuning in again. I used to be a very loyal LBC listener, but Togsvig gets me switching off at lunchtime. Hang on a minute, it's only Togsvig is genuinely a brilliant show. I can understand you. Ian Lee, gets me turning off in the afternoon. I still do Nick and James in the morning. It's from Martin Daly. I'm glad we've lost that young gentleman if he's going to use... If you're going to email swears, then please go away to Radio 4 where you belong. Isabella is in the Battersea. Hello, Isabella.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Isabella. How are you?
I'm fine, but what's happened to you?
What's wrong?
You used to be a lovely person.
No.
You used to be gentle,
yeah,
kind, nice.
Yeah.
You're turning like you're on something weird. I don't know what you're on. What are you on? It's not coffee.
I'm on a lovely cup of PG Tips.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Isabella, I'm still being lovely. What's wrong? I've been lovely by saying I'd save cats.
Oh,
how is that
fine.
nasty?
I didn't hear that bit. I've got 2 cats.
Oh, you're borderline lunatic, but that's 2 is okay. No, I've been saying I'd save my cat over a girlfriend. Why is that bad?
Would you?
Yeah, of course I would.
Your poor girlfriend.
Well, she should get out of that burning flat quicker then, shouldn't she?
Oh, you're awful. I don't know what you're turning into. I really don't know.
Bless you, but you'll keep listening, won't you?
What's your show?
Yeah.
Only if you say pretty please.
I'm not that bothered. Isabella, how was school today? What did you get up to?
I'm not at school. I'm a bloody stockbroker. Oh, pardon my French.
There you go, you see. There you go. She's the one who phoned up to complain, and she ended up swearing, and she said I was being all nasty and rude. You've not caught me using any indoor swears on this show, and you won't, because I respect the fact that there are youngsters listening who don't need to have their ears dirtied by foul language. So, Isabella, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Catherine is in the East Finchley. Hello, Catherine.
Hello.
Hello, Catherine. You're not going to swear, are you?
No.
You've not got a potty mouth.
No.
Are you wearing a scarf?
Yeah.
Can you describe it to me?
Okay, it's purple, pink, and lilac colour.
Oh, now that sounds a little bit girly, but nice girly.
Yeah. And it's got this whole kind of like tassel at the end.
Now, Catherine, you phoned up yesterday.
Yeah.
And then we had some of your mates who I don't know if they bought some glue or they got some Alco Pops or something, but they phoned up and were being very obnoxious. Are they going to phone up again?
No, Dawn's probably listening.
Oh, I
don't know if they're listening.
Let's hope they don't phone up.
I'm not jealous because I don't really... I'm not that bothered, really.
Why should you be jealous of them? They sound like losers.
Because I listen to you anyway, so I don't mind if I'm not a correspondent.
No, exactly. You're a good friend of the show.
Exactly.
Catherine, why have you called in? What can I do for you?
It's about cats.
Yep.
I've got 4 cats.
Yep. Oh, whoa, hang on a second. I nearly let it go past. That's too many.
No, because there's like four of us in our family.
Oh, okay, so it's 1 cat each?
Yeah.
Okay.
I Hold on one second, my phone's going
Why?
off.
Well, your phone's going... Oh, I bet that's your silly mate.
Yeah, Dawn, probably.
Well, tell her to get lost.
I know. Anyway, got 4 cats.
Hang on, let's listen. Can we listen to your phone ring?
Oh, it's Lamar.
Hang on, let's listen. Put it up to the phone.
Hold on, I'm trying to get it.
You're listening to Heart 106.2, and here's Lamar with his song about justice in the world. It's easy. It's easy to do that. Easy. That's a good ring you've got there, Catherine.
Yeah, no, because I went to, Oxford Street on Saturday.
Oh, of
I went
course.
to that and he was there performing.
A good party in Oxford Street. A good time was had by all. Anyway, so you've got 4 cats.
Yeah, I've got 4 cats, and I love them very much.
Yeah. Do you get them presents at Christmas time?
Yeah, we get them at least 3 presents each.
Oh, see, isn't it great? Quite often... Oh, Lamar.
I know, isn't it?
Quite often, though, I find my cat is a little bit disinterested in her present.
Oh, yeah, because we unwrap it for her.
Yeah, you have to unwrap it for them.
And then just walks away.
Yeah. Whereas, but if you had a dog, what is more fun than getting a bone, a proper bone-shaped bone,
really nice,
and wrapping up to look like a bone?
Exactly. I think that woman I heard earlier when we were driving back from
Elizabeth?
Yeah, she didn't get anything for a dog at Christmas.
No.
I was just like, that's so mean.
Catherine, do you get them birthday presents?
Because I don't really know where the birthday is.
Oh, well, that's shameful. You should know when your pet's birthday is. Archie's in the Gillingham.
That's the one.
That's the one. It's Gillingham and Gillingham, but it's Gillingham. Hello, sir. What can I do for you?
Okay. I want to replace Bob.
Oh, now earlier on in the show we had a text from Bob who said he was leaving the show because he didn't like what I was up to. You'll be his replacement, will you?
Yeah.
Archie, let's get some. Let me just get this little bit of paper here. Archie, you're in Gillingham in Kent. Will you promise to listen every single day?
I do.
You do. Do you enjoy my childish ranting and slightly rude humour?
Yes, I love it.
Am I better?
You heard me rolling all over the place.
God bless. Oh, hopefully there's someone there, a nurse who can pick you up. And Archie,
well,
there we go. There's one.
If you knew what you just said, you would. You'd be laughing too.
Oh dear.
Yeah, go on.
Archie, and final question: am I better than am I better than Clive Bull?
Are you better than Clive Bull? Yeah, of course you're better than Clive Bull.
There's the applause, Archie.
Clive Bull.
You're what?
And I'm older.
Do you know what? You say that, I don't think you are. Archie, there's the applause I promised you. There's the trail for next week's show. 0870 90. I'm having fun tonight. 0870 90 90 973. We do want your calls on the rules in your house. Who set the rules up? How do they exist? And do they work? Do the rules in your house ever collapse around your ears? Please give me a call. 0870 90 90 973. More of your calls, texts and emails after this.
To celebrate our birthday, London's LBC 97.3 wants you to win thousands of pounds when you play Mystery Londoners.
Just identify 5 famous Londoners who together say LBC 97.3.
Here's an example from 5 of your favourite presenters. LBC 97.3. If you guessed that was Marcus Churchill, Clive Bull, Sandy Toksvig, Steve Allen and Ian Lee, you would have won £5,000. Mystery Londoners.
The Real Thing starts Monday on London's LBC 97.3.
5 names plus £5,000.
Heathrow, please. Heathrow, mate. Dynamite. Love it. The music, the chat. Wife loves the shopping. I fancy a couple of pints on the black stuff myself. We're planning another weekend there as soon as we can.
In Heathrow?
Nah, mate. Dublin.
Sounds like someone just enjoyed a low fare to Dublin with Aer Lingus. With daily flights from Heathrow to Dublin from just £20 each way, including taxes and charges, it's the easiest way to get there. So book your low fare to Dublin, Cork and Shannon online today at airlingus.com. Subject to terms, conditions and availability.
Sounds like he's bogged down by debt. Worried that he's sinking fast. That his house will be repossessed if he can't pay the mortgage. He feels stuck and he can't get out. Fast Track Home Buyers can throw you a lifeline today on 0845 257 1683. If you're in debt, we can help. We'll buy your home within days, and we won't charge you any fees. You can rent it back until your finances have improved, and you could even buy back your home in just 3 years. So call Fast Track Home Buyers today on 0845 257 1683 or visit fasttrackhomebuyers.co.uk. Fast Track Home Buyers. Free the stress. Escape the debt.
Ian Lee.
Josh and Ascot has just emailed in, are you doing this slot permanently? Yes, I have a year's contract, and the only way I'm going is if I say a really, really strong swear. If I said the strongest swear, you know the one I'm thinking of, if I said that, I'd be off. But otherwise, they can't get rid of me. They can't get rid of me. It's in the contract. They could get rid of Ed Chris, because he's not very good. But that's by the by. So, yes, Josh, I'm here for a year, at the very least. Maybe we'll be talking in 10 years' time. This is more of your calls, your texts and your emails after the latest LBC news.
Available on DAB Digital Radio.
London's LBC 97.3. At 5:30, I'm sounding warm. Met Police have seized 5.5 tons of cannabis from an industrial estate in Beckton. It's the biggest haul of the drug in the force's history. It's thought it was smuggled into the country from Mexico, hidden inside furniture. 9 people have been arrested. A ram raid on Tiffany's Jewellers has ended in a police chase that's left one suspected robber dead. He and a second man crashed their getaway moped into a parked car and were hit by a police vehicle that tried to avoid them. 3 other suspects were arrested following the attempted robbery in Sloane Square early this morning. 20 years after one of the most shocking murders in London, police are making a new appeal for information. PC Keith Blakelock was murdered during riots on the Broadwater Farm estate in Tottenham. Police have always been sure local people knew the full truth of what happened. The Home Secretary has watered down a key plank of his new anti-terror plans. Following pressure from opposition parties, Charles Clarke says it will now have to be proved that anyone accused of glorifying terrorism intends to actually incite further atrocities. President Bush says America has foiled 3 terror strikes planned by Al-Qaeda on American soil since 9/11. He made the statement during a speech to bolster failing public support for US operations in Iraq. He also insisted he'd never accept anything less than complete victory in the war on terror. Tube drivers are refusing to crew some trains. It's all in a row over safety. The RMT union says an emergency braking system on the Northern Line has failed 4 times in as many weeks. It's calling for double crewing of all services on the line, as well as for daily safety checks. Millions of women could soon benefit from the release of a vaccine for cervical cancer. Successful trials of the drug mean it could be available within a year. Later in London, here's one to take you down memory lane. At 7:30 tonight, Donny Osmond takes to the stage at the Apollo in Hammersmith. Cloud building up after midnight tonight. Will be dry with lows of 13, sunset 6:26. Tomorrow a misty start, then warmer with some cloud and some sunshine too. It's 5:32.
Excited to get the latest travel update with Richard Hakier.
Still looking messy, I'm afraid, in the north of town. The A41 Finchley Road, no change. Still closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane. That's due to a burst water main. Diversion set up for you, but the whole area in a real mess. It's also causing delays around St John's Wood, especially along Avenue Road, I've heard, going out of town. And the A5 Maida Vale northbound, much heavier than usual as you try to avoid those queues. Keep those calls coming in to me on the jam line. 08000 68 60 80 is the number to call. Let's keep London moving. M1 going out, looking pretty heavy from junction 6 to 9. That's Watford North up to the A5. In Acton, we've got queues all around the Hang Lane Gyratory at the moment. And coming further out of town, the M25 anti-clockwise, 30-minute delays from junction 16 to 14. That's the M40 down to Heathrow as you make your way round towards the M3. Clockwise, very heavy as well on the same stretch. And we've also got long delays to watch out for both ways through the Rotherhithe Tunnel. That's following a breakdown earlier, which is now being cleared. On the tubes, Central Line, severe delays between Marble Arch and Liverpool Street, and the Northern, Metropolitan and Victoria lines are also running with delays. Your next update in 15 minutes, LBC 97.3 travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
If you've always wanted a Jaguar one day, how about the 8th or 9th of October? That's the date of the approved used event weekend, where you'll receive 2 years free servicing on every approved used Jaguar. So you can cause a stir with your car, not your running costs. If you're free on the 8th or 9th of October, so are we. For more information about the approved used event weekend, contact your local Jaguar dealer or visit jaguar.co.uk. Servicing limited to a maximum of 2 services. Conditions apply.
London's LBC 97.3. The 3-hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Call 0870 9090 973.
Are you better than Clive Ball? Yeah, of course you're better than Clive Ball.
You know it. You know it. Ian, this is on the text. Anonymous text from a coward. You be careful, Clive, don't alter your photo. Basically, I've changed the photo on the LBC website. I've got rid of the Clive Ball photo and put Phil Collins on. Although loads of his listeners phoned up last night saying they looked at the photo and didn't realise... They thought it was him. Which is because they're pretty much the same person. Be careful, Clive, don't alter your photo. He was taking a lot of calls saying he looked old. You should apologise on air to him. Right, well, to be honest, that ain't never gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? And he can't alter the photo because he doesn't have the codes to do it.
Pictures.
Yes, exactly. You need the special code to get on the computer. It's as simple as that. Listen, who would you save? Your pet or your partner? You know you'd save your pet. Your pet is dependent on you. They have no choice. You have to look after them. And what rules have you got in your relationship? This is one thing I can never work out. It just happens. How do you decide who sleeps on what side of the bed? How does that work itself out? I'm sleeping on the side of the bed that I always wanted to sleep on. Fifi's happy. How does that work out? What rules have you got in your house? Is there one of you that does the shopping? And one of you that... would tape stuff on the telly. I'm the one that tapes stuff on the telly. Fifi can work the Sky Plus system, of course, it's very simple. But she asks me to do it. She gets me to record the things. What rules are in your relationship? And I'm guessing you establish them when you move in together. That's when it all kind of takes shape. There's a few... The first couple of weeks are always nice, and after about week 3, it's like, oh, yeah, I wish she wouldn't do that, because it's getting on my nerves. How did that happen with you? I've not mentioned anyone. Don't worry. No one's getting in trouble with their girlfriends who are listening now. Sorry, Agent Chris. He will actually get a slap. I'm not talking about his girlfriend at all. But how did these rules establish themselves in your house? What rules have you got? Share them with London. Maybe you can help some people who've just moved in. Maybe you've just moved in together yourself, and you're finding things a little bit uncomfortable. What is your job in your relationship? 0870 90 90 973. Many people say, I'm the Dr. Pam of LBC 97.3. That's not true. We actually have a Dr. Pam who does that. But I'm a darn good second. Not quite as fit as her. Ruby is in the North Finchley. Hello, Ruby.
Hello, Ian. You're one of my favourite people now.
Sorry?
You're one of my favourite people now, as you love cats.
God bless you, Ruby. I'm better than Clive Bull, aren't I?
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
I haven't spoken to you before.
It's a pleasure to speak to you.
And I just wanted to tell you that I'm not very young now, but all my life I've had cats.
Very old.
I've got 2 beautiful Siamese cats now.
Yeah, Siamese cats are weird, aren't they? They're a little bit strange.
In funny ways. They're very highly strung, and they're very intelligent and very beautiful.
Is it true? I read this on CFAX, that there's a Siamese cat in America that can do Sudoku.
Oh.
Seriously, I read it on CFAX, page 436.
I don't think so, Ian.
Okay.
But to me, all moggies are just as beautiful.
Yeah.
I love all animals.
Yeah.
And if anything happened in my flat... I haven't got a husband now, unfortunately. He died 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But he loved cats as much as me.
The choice has been made,
and
then, isn't it?
whoever would be in my flat, I would go right for the cats and save them.
Of course you would.
These human beings could get out themselves.
Of course, and the cats are complete... And Ruby, you'd agree with me, the cats are far more intelligent than dogs, aren't they?
Much more.
Why would anyone want to go and pick up a wet
clean.
stick?
They smell beautifully.
Well, you say they're clean, but they do lick their own bottoms. I'm always dubious.
But when you pick them up and cuddle them, they smell clean.
They do smell clean. But don't... I'm always slightly worried of a cat's tongue. There's nothing better than the feeling of a cat's rough tongue. But do remember, they do clean their own bottoms. And that's... Saying that, dogs clean their own nuts, so... You know. Marilyn's in the East Finchley. Hello, Marilyn.
Hello, Ian. It is so nice to talk to you. And before we start talking about who I'd save first,
what?
i.e. my husband or my cat,
yes,
you have done me such a big favour. This promotion means that because I'm a really old lady, in order to catch your show before, I had to have a nap beforehand so that I could wake up and listen.
Wow.
Now I can listen to you without...
And you can have a nap at 8 o'clock in the evening now, can't you? When boring old man Phil Collins is on.
Who's Phil Collins?
Studio.
Who's Phil Collins? Mind you, I did my growing up in the 60s.
Hey, man.
The name does ring a bell, but no, I've got a conundrum for you.
Oh, I'm good at those.
My cat is over 20.
Oh, what?
I love him dearly.
Cats don't live beyond 15.
Oh, no, well, Garfield, my last cat, was 24.
Really?
Look after my cats better than I do my husband.
Ay. That's
gorgeous. And neither of my cats have ever licked their bottoms.
Oh, no. You don't. Of course they do. That's what they do.
No.
Of course they do. That's how they clean themselves.
To go into the bathroom and use toilet tissue.
What?
Yes. As long as it's quilted.
Hang on a minute. This is a wind-up. Your cat wipes its bottom?
Absolutely. You can teach cats. Cats are highly intelligent.
You cannot teach a cat?
No, I would not trust my husband to do that. I don't know quite how he cleans his bottom. But my cat, my surviving cat, goes into the bathroom and uses quilted loo roll to clean his bottom.
That is the most made-up thing I have ever heard in my life.
You and I live very close to each other. When we're off air, I will give you my address.
I'm coming round.
I will get my cat today.
I'm going to come round to a strange woman's house and watch her cat cleaning its bottom with toilet tissue, and we will record it for the air. Me and Agent Chris are going to come round. We will put it out as a special broadcast.
That would be
How did you teach it to do that, Marilyn?
Well, I don't know. I mean...
Oh, you are Potter.
I love the idea of my cat kissing me with his tongue, but not
when it's been licking
its touched unmentionable places.
Bottoms.
So... I had to teach him bathroom manners.
And did you teach it by showing it, or by doing it on the cat, or what?
Well, I had him when he was 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
And I always believe, starters, you mean to carry on. I did the same with my husband, actually.
He didn't know how to wipe his own bottom?
My husband?
No.
Do you mean my husband or my...
Your husband?
My husband was an only child, and they had a lot of servants in their house, so I believe there was somebody to do it for him.
What?
And I met him...
Are you really an old woman, or are you a young boy winding... Are you a 15-year-old boy who's just got home from school and winding me up?
No, I was born in 1947.
And how old are you?
58.
Oh, she did the maths quick enough. You
July
must be...
11th.
Okay, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
How old are you, Ian?
I'm 32.
I could be your mummy.
It's possible, but very, very unlikely. It could be. Chris, we're going to go round to her house, and I want to see her... We are going to film her cat wiping its own bum, and we're going to put it on the website. Seriously, we're going to put it on the website. Absolutely, we're going to do that. Sort that out. Get her contact details. We're going to do that. That's weird, isn't it? That's weird. That's going to go on the podcast. Which the podcast, by the way, you can download. Go to the iTunes website. You can download like 25 minutes of each show. And there's an exclusive interview with Gene Simmons from Kiss. You must have seen his brilliant show, Gene Simmons Rock School on Channel 4, Friday nights, where he gets these posh kids and teaches them how to rock. Just one of the best TV series I've ever seen in my life. We had an exclusive interview with him. We're going to drop bits and pieces of the interview in the show over next week. Little sort of 2-minute chunks of it. But the whole uncut, unedited 25 minutes is on the podcast. So go and download that, and we'll check the podcast league a bit later on. 0870 9090 973 is the telephone number. That's really thrown me, that phone call. Let me just on these texts. Ian, your cat would phone the fire service. It's that smart. Ian, I've just got in from uni, and I'm not going to take my pink woolly scarf off. Good work. Ian, I'd save my dog first every time. I've always favoured my dog over people. Now what's all this rubbish about marine aquariums? I bought a parrotfish once when I had an aquarium. I took it back for a refund. Here comes the punchline. It wouldn't talk. Tony, it's not even a joke. Not even a joke. My dog eats chicken and chops. My husband gets pasta, says Louise. And I'd save my TV, says James in Chigwell. 0870 9090 973. It is scarf night, by the way. You've got to be wearing scarves. If you're not wearing scarves, then switch off now. I believe there's a chap called Bacon or something somewhere. Go and find him. We're not bothered. And we're taking your calls. Who would you save in a fire, your pet or your partner? And what are the rules of your house? Who sets them down? It's 5:43 and 10 seconds.
The time with Heathrow Express. The fastest way to Heathrow Airport. Timing is everything.
Can you give me a lift to yoga?
No problem, Bev.
Is it all right if we pick up Jill and Phil on the way, Kev?
Jill and Phil? Of course, Bev.
And Will?
Jill, Phil and Will, Bev.
Yeah, Kev. Oh, and Bill.
Jill, Phil, Will and Bill?
Yeah.
But we've only got a 2-door hatchback, Bev.
Want a bigger car? Just visit the AA.com. Our car loans have a typical rate of just 6.2% APR. Apply now and you could also get a free 6-month AA car warranty.
What if we all get into the Lotus position, Kev?
Oh.
Loans provided by Automobile Association Personal Finance Limited. Applicants must be 18 and a UK resident. Car warranty available for vehicles up to 10 years old and 100,000 miles. Further terms and conditions apply.
6% net guaranteed income until 2015. Completion expected 2010. Prices from £175,000. As chairman of Galliard Homes, I introduce 1 Westminster Bridge County Hall, a superb new serviced apart hotel overlooking the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. At 1 Westminster Bridge, you will receive 6% net guaranteed income until 2015. This net guaranteed income is available immediately when you exchange contracts with an initial deposit of only £1,000. And your earliest expected completion date will be 2010. Prices start from only £175,000. And your investment will be fully managed and let by the Park Plaza Group. 1 Westminster Bridge will be released for sale on the 22nd and 23rd of October at the London Riverbank Park Plaza Hotel on the Albert Embankment. For full information, call our 1 Westminster Bridge hotline on 020 7620 1500. That's 020 7620 1500 or visit 1westminsterbridge.com for fast-track registration.
It's time now for the latest LBC 97.3 news headlines with Sandy Waugh.
9 people have been arrested over what's being described as the biggest ever cannabis seizure in London. Police investigating the murder of Croydon teenager Sally Ann Bowman have compiled a list of 50 possible suspects after an appeal on Crime Watch last night. And the classic show This Is Your Life is making another comeback. It'll have a new host and should be on our TV screens next year. Cloud will build tonight, should be dry, 13 Celsius below, so pretty mild. Tomorrow after a misty start, warmer with some wispy cloud and some sunshine breaking through.
Let's get the latest travel update now with Richard Hakier.
No change, I'm afraid, on the A41 Finchley Road. It's closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane. That's a really long stretch due to a burst water main. Coming into town, it's crawling from Brent Cross and going out of town right back into St John's Wood. You're being advised to use the A5 instead, but that's really feeling the strain. In Wood Green, we've got reports of an accident coming in on Bounds Green Road near the High Road. Very sketchy at the moment, so your update's welcome on this one. 08000 68 60 80. And just have another look at the M1 for you heading out towards Luton. 35-minute delays now from junction 6 up to 9 Watford north of the A5. So I need your updates on that one too. There's something going on up there. In Acton, we've got queues around the Hanger Lane Gyratory, not being helped by an accident on the A40 coming into town. And the M25 clockwise on that western stretch still suffering with 30-minute delays from 16 round to 14, M40 down to Heathrow. Clockwise busy on the same stretch. Let's have a look at the tubes for you. Central, Northern, Metropolitan and Victoria line delays. Your next update in 15 minutes. LBC 97.3 travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
I'm Charlotte from Crawley, and avocado comes from the Inca word for testicle.
I heard that on Nick Ferrari at breakfast. Nick Ferrari at breakfast.
Weekday mornings from 7, London's LBC 97.3.
6% net guaranteed income until 2015. Completion expected 2010. Prices from £175,000. As chairman of Galliard Homes, I introduce 1 Westminster Bridge County Hall, a superb new serviced apart hotel overlooking the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. At 1 Westminster Bridge, you will receive 6% net guaranteed income until 2015. This net guaranteed income is available immediately when you exchange contracts with an initial deposit of only £1,000. And your earliest expected completion date will be 2010. Prices start from only £175,000. And your investment will be fully managed and let by the Park Plaza Group. 1 Westminster Bridge will be released for sale on the 22nd and 23rd of October at the London Riverbank Park Plaza Hotel on the Albert Embankment. For full information, call our 1 Westminster Bridge hotline on 020 7620 1500. That's 020 7620 1500 or visit 1westminsterbridge.com for fast-track registration.
Are you looking for new investment opportunities? Ask yourself this question. Do you have all the money you need to live the lifestyle you've always dreamt of for today and when you retire? Without any huge time commitment, Optionetics can show you how we believe our strategies could help you create significant cash flow in the markets. Right now is your chance to attend a free Optionetics seminar coming to London. Call 0800 083 4554 or visit at freeseminar.co.uk to register and let us show you firsthand our strategies that we think could stretch your investment capital further than you ever thought possible. For 12 years, Optionetics has taught investors just like you our methods that we believe can help you find profitable, low-risk opportunities in just minutes a day. To register for this free Optionetics seminar in London, call 0800 083 4554 or visit freeseminar.co.uk for more details. Optionetics is a provider of a variety of educational products, some of which may be offered for purchase at the seminar. Iain Lee. The 3 hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
What? Oh, I'm so sorry. Would you like to win £5,000? Oh, someone's stuck in traffic from Wembley to the Britwell. I used to live on the Britwell estate in Slough when I was youngster. Irrelevant to the £5,000, though, in case you're wondering. You can do from Monday. You'll have heard the trails going on. It starts on Monday, the 10th of October. All you've got to do is identify the famous Londoners saying LBC 97.3. You have to call our Mystery Londoners hotline, the number of which I do not have, but they will start advertising it very, very soon. The more times you call it, the more chance you've got to win. It's simple. 5 names for £5,000. Mystery Londoners starts Monday on London's LBC 97.3. Should be a lot of fun. There. Excuse me, I have a bit of a frog in my throat there for some reason. Dear Mr. Iain Lee, there is an unwritten rule in our house that my girlfriend is never allowed to go into the attic. Aidan from Turnpike Lane. Well, that's mysterious. Aidan, what do you keep up there? I think we can guess. We are asking, what are the unwritten rules in your house? What rules do you and your partner follow to make sure maybe it's not your partner, maybe it's your flatmates. Although, from my days of sharing flats, you kind of have to write the unwritten rules down, therefore they become written. You have to have a rota. You have to have... Otherwise it just doesn't work. Doesn't work. Mark from Waltham Forest College in Walthamstow here says, Iain, I'm glad you're on in the afternoons now, because when you done Friday through to Sunday, you was an idiot. I am pleased that you no longer call Caroline Faraday a drunk. You are the drunk if you ask me. If you start on Caroline, you start on me too. I've put in the punctuation there to make it read in separate sentences, but he's written it all in one sentence, bless him. Well, Caroline Faraday is doing the weekend show, no, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 1. She is a drunk lush. If you like listening to drunk, yet fit women on the radio, then it's a darn good show for you to listen to. Bless her. And so I'll get to see her on Friday, won't I? Because we'll cross over the other way. Well, that sounded ruder than I meant it to. Pierce is in the Cobham. Hello, Pierce.
Hello there, how you doing?
I'm all right, although I'm getting a bit of a... excuse me, a bit of a frog in my throat, which is slightly worrying, but not that worrying.
Like it.
It does sound like it. Pierce, what can I do for you?
I'd like to dispute your claim that cats are more intelligent than dogs.
Dispute it.
Yes, because when was the last time you ever heard of a guide cat? Or a sniffer cat?
I can answer that, and you're saying that means that cats are less intelligent?
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay, let's start with
an avalanche. Quick, get the mountain rescue cat.
Let's start on the slightly less offensive angle here. A sniffer dog, sniffer cat. Why would a cat want to sniff out potentially lethal explosives? Why would a cat want to go anywhere near a bag that might have a bomb in it? It wouldn't.
Because it's a selfish creature.
No, it wouldn't, because it's intelligent enough to know, hang on a minute, they want me to sniff out what? Get stuffed, copper. Okay, that's that one done. Why would a cat want to spend their day guiding someone, who may be blind, around town? Why would they want to do it?
You're just making points as to why... How selfish cats are.
How intelligent cats are. A cat doesn't want to spend its time, I nearly said waste its time, and that's wrong, spend its time guiding a blind person around.
Well...
I'm right, aren't I, Pierce?
I suppose you are right.
Pierce, are you wearing a scarf?
Pardon?
Are you wearing a scarf?
I've just got a plain black scarf on.
Oh, yeah, well done, you're wearing a scarf. I must mention, of course, it is Scarf Day. Only callers who are wearing scarves are allowed on the show. Adrian's in the Stratford. Hello, Adrian.
Hello, mate. How you going?
I'm very, very, very well. What can I do for you, sir?
I'm just ringing up just to say, first of all, obviously you are people, because, yeah, you're definitely very funny.
I don't use language like this.
Bitches.
See? I don't need to use
so rude.
So rude.
So rude. But, just going back to, the cats.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I would actually save my new wife, because, you know, I'm happily married now. And
would you save your old wife?
Actually, no.
Good.
No.
Yeah,
so
good work.
from that point of view, yeah. But what I was going to say was that last caller, was that set up?
Which caller?
The lady who said that she could get the cats to wipe their bum and all that.
Listen, it wasn't a set-up from my end. I'm not totally sure. But we just spoke to her off-air to get her address and stuff, to go around and look at this cat. Yeah. Apparently she got very upset, saying we have to go around very quickly, as the poor cat has only got 3 weeks left to live.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Mate, go around quickly, because think about it, I don't think that she could... because even if they did do it, they still have to use their mouth to pick up the toilet paper to wipe their bum. And they might get a bit of a brown...
I think... in my head. I think it was a genuine... No, it certainly wasn't set up from this end. It could have been Clive Ball. It did sound... Maybe it was Clive Ball. Taking your call still on that. 0870 9090 So if we come up to the last hour of the show this evening, though, how do you avoid germs? Just have a think about it. Are you a little bit funny about germs? I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. The other day, was meeting someone quite important, actually. They sneezed into their hand, and then they went to shake my hand. They rubbed their hand on their trouser, of course. They went to shake my hand. I didn't shake their hand. It was an awkward moment where this guy, quite important producer, was holding his hand out to shake, and I was sort of looking away, pretending I hadn't noticed it. It was quite tense for a little while. I may have lost a job. I may have muffed up my big comeback. Was I right to do that, or should I have shook his hand? The weird thing is, and now this is where we are going to lose a lot of listeners, you know when you go to the toilet and stuff, I don't wash my hands. I do it here. It's absolutely true. I do it here because I'm fiddling with, I'm fiddling with Clive Bull's knobs, and I don't want him to touch dirty knobs. So I clean my hands when I'm coming into the studio. Otherwise, I don't do it. Do you wash your hands when you go to the loo? And how afraid are you of germs? We'll take your calls on it after this.
Recruiting staff is a difficult job, which is why many companies rely on the expertise of a recruitment consultant. So when you're recruiting for such a specialised position as a health and safety professional, you need to rely on the expertise of a health and safety recruitment specialist. Principal People are such specialists. To find out how we can help you, call 01932 568 344 or log on to principalpeople.co.uk. Principal People, your health, safety and environment recruitment solution.
For professional mortgage advice, call Chess Mortgages. They can help you with your purchase, remortgage or buy-to-let mortgage needs and have access to some market-leading deals and don't charge a brokerage fee. So why pay more? Let Chess Mortgages take care of all your mortgage needs. Call them on 08000 811 911. Chess Mortgages is an appointed representative of Pink Home Loans, who are authorised and regulated by the Financial Services Authority. The Financial Services Authority does not regulate some forms of buy-to-let mortgages.
The 3-hour, 4 till 7, Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Listen to this text from Stroppy Neil. I find it amazing that presenters like you never read text messages that criticise them. Hardly a true reflection, is it? Well, Neil, you've not been listening to the show. All I've been doing is reading out the text from people who've been having a go at me. Have you not been paying attention, you lunatic? Ah, dearie me. 087090. I'm one of the only presenters that does read out the stroppy text. Steve Allen will blacklist you if you send a stroppy text. Clive Bull hasn't got glasses strong enough to read the text machine. He has to have them printed up in big, massive writing. And by the way, I do need the text to get me the text king in the text league. So if you're sending stroppy text, I don't mind. Don't put swears on them, though, because the text machine will ban you. If you do want to put a swear word, if you put gaps between the letters, it'll get through, I found out. Scott's in the Twickenham. Hello, Scott.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, mate. What can I do for you?
I was ringing up about this cats in burning buildings.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually rescued one from a burning building before.
Oh, mate. This is brilliant. What happened?
Well, I'm in the fire brigade and we got called to a fire.
Yeah.
There's this mad Irish woman come running out of the building saying my cat's still in there.
Yeah.
So we went inside, searched the building, it was under a bed and pulled it out.
Brilliant. Well, so there you go. You've answered. Well, a lot of people are saying, oh, if cats are so intelligent, Ian, they'll escape themselves. But they kind of free. It's a terrifying experience, isn't it, being in a burning building?
Pretty scary, yeah.
Pretty scary. And Scott, as the fire brigade, were you peed off? Were you LBC'd off that you'd been asked to go and save a cat, or did you do it willingly?
Nah, it's something to do, isn't it?
Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a proper man. It's something to do. I suppose you'd have preferred it. Scott, have you ever saved a cat that's been up a tree?
No. I mean, how many cat skeletons do you see in trees?
Again, an excellent point. This man's a genius. I can't argue with him. Scott, and everything was fine. You saved the cat, and it was alive, and it was well.
Yeah, it was no problems at all. But the funny thing was, the woman who set fire to the house, she'd put some cooking on and gone to sleep. And then when we asked her, why did you go to bed after when you started cooking, she said, oh, I had jet lag, I just phoned back from Ireland. There you go, you see? It's almost a joke. If only we had the finest comedy brains working on this show, we could turn that into a gag. Unfortunately, it's just me, Agent Chris. That's it. Although Agent Chris looks like he's holding a cup of tea. Bring it in. Don't worry about doing it in the news. I'll have it now. This is proper radio. This is what you want, London. You want to hear a lanky, skinny, boggly-eyed Ralph Little lookalike having a cup of tea. Thank you, sir. You all right? Good boy, thank you. We've got another minute. How do you avoid germs? You can give me a call on all the topics we've been talking about in the last hour. But the one I really want to talk to you about is how do you avoid germs? Are you one of these people who's a little bit anal about germs? A little bit overcautious. I know some people who carry those wet wipes with them everywhere they go. And every time they touch something, they get out a wet wipe and wipe their hands.
and do that. But the top of their wet white packet must be filthy. Must be covered in germs. There was a thing in the paper a couple of weeks ago that we don't know how to clean our hands properly anymore. This is why there's the MRSA, this is why there's dirty hands, all this kind of stuff. Imagine your computer keyboard. This computer keyboard here, I share with Kai Bull, with the Valen, Nick Ferrari uses this studio, Sandy Togsford uses this studio. Think of all the germs I could have picked up from their fingers. It doesn't bother me. I don't wash my hands after using the toilet. Is that bad? How funny are you about germs? My girlfriend will not sip, absolutely true, will not sip from the same cup as me. Weird, isn't it? 0870 90 90 973. More of the calls after the latest news.
Available on DAB Digital Radio.
London's LBC 97.3.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Sandy Waugh. A record haul of cannabis smuggled into the country inside a cargo of furniture has been seized by police and customs officers in London. The 5.6-ton shipment, worth £12 million, is the largest ever captured by the Met. 7 men and 2 women are being questioned. Detective Superintendent Jim Dickey is leading the investigation.
We've taken it from the top to the bottom. We've taken the whole network out. I mean, let's make no bones about it. This was a tremendous logistical exercise. There's a lot of planning gone on to this. This hasn't been done on the back of a fag packet. This is a business enterprise at the highest level, and we've intervened and prevented, with our colleagues from Customs, £12 million worth of cannabis reaching the streets of London.
A suspected jewel thief has died and another seriously hurt after a ram raid on Tiffany's in Sloane Square. They were hit by an unmarked police car as they tried to make their getaway on a scooter. Our reporter Helena Wilkinson's there.
Well, in the last hour, the moped 2 of the suspects were on and the damaged VW car they crashed into before being hit by an unmarked police car have been taken away for forensic examination. Still, lots of police around and cordons up here where it happened in Cadogan Place, just a few minutes away from Tiffany's. The store itself is open, but they've been fixing the big black doors that were rammed into by the 4x4. Police say they know who the man who died is, but they've yet to contact his family.
20 years after one of the most shocking murders in London, police are making a new appeal for information. PC Keith Blakelock was murdered during riots on the Broadwater Farm estate in Tottenham. Police have always been sure local people knew the full truth of what happened. Now they're hoping, 20 years on, people may be more willing to come forward. Detective Superintendent John Sweeney denies it's reopening old wounds.
There have been tremendous improvements in all sorts of areas in Haringey, and there's a different community there now. But when people, certainly the Broadwater Farm comes up in the media, there's always that shadow over it because it's an unsolved murder, so there's always likely to be some questions about it. I mean, solving this crime will help to bring resolution not just to the family but to the community in Haringey as well.
A former housemaster at one of the most prestigious public schools in the country has pleaded not guilty to indecently assaulting 3 boys. Nicholas Cousins, who's 51, allegedly attacked teenage pupils of Dulwich College in South London during the 90s. The ex-head of PE denies a total of 5 charges. In football, Michael Owen and David Beckham have trained with the rest of the England squad for the first time today. Owen has been out with a dead leg. That meant he missed Newcastle's draw with Portsmouth at the weekend, while Beckham has been in Madrid tending to his 6th Uncle's Sat training ahead of the big weekend's international match. A cloud will build up tonight. Should be dry. 13 Celsius the low. Sunset not far off now, 6:26. Sunrise tomorrow, 7:10. Then a misty start, becoming warmer though with some sunshine. LBC weather with Well Woman advanced nutrition capsules from Vitabiotics, available from chemists and health stores, or visit wellwoman.com. It's 3 minutes past 6.
Let's get the latest travel update with Richard Hake here.
No change in the north of town. The A41 Finchley Road closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane due to this burst water main. Into town, very heavy from Brent Cross. Going out of town, those queues trailing right back into St John's Wood and jamming up all the areas in the surrounding area as well. You're being advised to use the A5 as an alternative, but that's really feeling the strain. In Wood Green, Bounds Green Road is closed both ways with an accident between Durnsford Road and the North Circular. M1 really struggling out of town. 35-minute delays from junction 6 6 up to 9. That's Watford north of the A5. Updates welcome as to what's going on along that stretch. 08000 60 860 80. And taking a look at the A40 Western Avenue coming into town. We've got an accident just before the Hanger Lane gyratory, and those queues are trailing right back towards the Greenford flyover. Long delays as well, both ways through the Rotherhithe Tunnel. That's following a breakdown earlier. And on the tubes, Central, Northern, Metropolitan and Victoria Line delays to watch out for. Your next update in 15 minutes, LBC 97.3 Travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
Get up with Nick Ferrari at breakfast. Tomorrow morning from 7.
Nick Ferrari at breakfast.
London's LBC 97.3.
Portable phones as big as bricks. Getting up to change channels. Winding the car window down and sticking your arm out to indicate. Funny how things change. Even though at the time they seemed like a perfectly reasonable way of doing things. Luckily, some people are awkward and hard to please and seem to think that everything can be improved. People like Honda. It doesn't make for an easy life, but it does allow us to question everything and cheerfully challenge any rules we fancy along the way. We call it the power of dreams, or to put it another way, who says we can't?
If you want to profit from property, don't go round the houses. Take the Inside Track. Inside Track could show you how you could build a successful property portfolio. Attend the free introductory workshop to find out more. Call 0870 12 44 610 or log on to insidetrack.co.uk.
London's LBC 97.3. The 3-hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Call 0870 9090 973.
Have an LBC pen.
No.
Oh, go on.
No.
Give me an LBC pen, you tightwad.
Bitches.
You'll get more of that foul potty mouth at 8 o'clock when Phil I've got to stop calling him that, sorry. Clive Bull comes in and performs his greatest hits live on London LBC 97.3. I've got to be careful because when we finish this, our office is now on the same floor as him, so I kind of bump into him. I don't think he'll be listening, but he does get, Bob, give me a 94. He gets Bob to, just log down every time we mention his show, good or bad. Man's an egomaniac. Last hour of the show. How do you avoid germs? Are you a bit funny about germs? I would not shake the hand of a man who'd sneezed into his hand the other day. I think I've blown a big gig as a result of it, because it did look quite rude. There was an awkward, 3 or 4 seconds where nothing was being said. There was a hand stuck out. It was a bit weird. How do you avoid germs? Saying that, I don't wash my hands when I go to the loo. I've just been to the loo now. I've sort of washed my hands, but I actually, as I came out, I remembered what I did. I just got the tips of my fingers under the tap. That was it, really. Yeah, I know it's dirty. It's dirty, but is it dirty, really? If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. That's what Confucius said or something. I mean, are you one of those people that wipes your keyboard on your computer? Will you not take a sip from someone else's mug? I've had rows in restaurants with Fifi because she will not drink from my... can I try that drink? Yeah, sure, there you go. Let me just get a straw. Well, no, hang on. You use my straw. No, I'll get another straw. Well, no, in that case, you can't have any. It all gets a bit nasty. Agent Chris has to hold his breath if someone coughs in front of him as he's walking down the street. Kind of makes sense. 0870 9090 973. It is the last hour as well of Scarf. It's now Scarf Evening. We've had Scarf Afternoon. Scarfternoons. Oh, there's what a trick we missed. We'll have to use that next year. Good Scarfternoon. Oh, man, if only we put some planning into this nonsense, we could have come up with something half decent. Oh, I'm genuinely gutted we missed out on that one. Never mind. But it's the evening now. It's the last hour of Scarf Evening. Good Scarfternoon. Oh, damn. Could have got the fella to say it. I've changed. I'm now wearing one of Fifi's scarves. I hope she doesn't mind. I'm doing this up the continental way. Some would say the slightly poncy way. I've never had a scarf long enough to do this, where you double it up and you pull the tail end of the scarf around and you sort of tie it up like a sort of loose noose. about this house. And it feels... Oh, Helen's changing the scarf. Good work. Agent Chris has only brought 2 scarves. He's a loser. And Joe is wearing the same scarf he's been wearing. But that's fine, because he's too darn busy on the phones to change them. And I don't want him to stop working, whatever happens. Last hour of the show. The first call of the last hour is Sylvia in the Upminster. Hello, Sylvia.
Hi, Ian. I've just had to rush into the bedroom and put my scarf on.
Make love. Oh, and put your scarf on.
Yeah,
Can you
I've just come out of the car, so I didn't have a scarf, so I was a bit dubious about ringing you.
Well, now, can you describe your scarf, Sylvia, to prove you're wearing one now, please?
It's black and it's curly and it's got a lovely fringe on the bottom.
Oh, I like the sound of that scarf.
You like a black one, yeah?
Yes, thank you. What have you called in about?
Right, well, you really surprised me with your hygiene and saying that you don't wash your hands after you go to the toilet. Do you know now that you should never eat peanuts on the bar in a pub? Because men go to the toilet, don't wash their hands, grab a handful of nuts and leave all the germs on the nuts on the bar.
You're being a little bit unfair. You're saying it's just men?
Well, women as well, then, I suppose, but it's mostly...
Has anyone died from... Has anyone died from drinking wee-wee? No. No, they haven't. No one's died from it, Sylvia.
Well, that's not really the point.
Well, it is the point.
You wouldn't shake the hands of the man that sneezes
That's
his
not.
hands.
I don't want to get...
Why should people eat food that you've been handling after you've been to the toilet?
Peanuts aren't food. I don't want to get another... If I shake another man's hand and it's got snot on it, I will get a cold. I don't want to get... If I can avoid getting a cold, that's fine. But do you know what I mean? Peanuts in a bar, if they're honey roasted, who can resist?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? You can't resist.
Yeah.
You put them in your mouth, you think, oh my God, someone's just been to the loo.
I think the whole washing the hands after going to the loo is a myth made up by mothers so we all feel a little bit guilty.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Sylvia, it's a good start. Thank you very much. 0870 90 90 973 is the telephone number. Oh dear, I'm ventilating a little bit. I may have got this noose not too loose about this hoose. Julian is in the Balham. Hello, Julian.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Julian.
What do you think about germs? I mean, why are you scared of germs? There's such little things that a big boy like you don't want to be scared of them.
But the thing is, if it's come from a genuine sneeze, that's a virus, that's going to give me a cold, that's going to take me out of action for a few days, that's going to make your journey home after work, Julian, miserable because I'm going to have a cold. That's why.
But the trouble is, we all protect ourselves against germs. We wash, we avoid sneezes. That is why we get ill so often. That's why I think that antibiotics don't work. Yeah. Because, we protect ourselves too much.
Yeah. At least I go along with that. Would you agree with me, Julian? There's no point in washing our hands after going to the loo. Unless there's been a terrible, terrible situation that we don't even want to think about, there's no point in washing your hands after you've just been to the loo.
Well, I tend to agree with you, actually. Unfortunately, wash my hands when I have a sandwich. No, what's the point? A little bit of good dirt, it'll work its way through the system, get your immune system going.
If it doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger.
Exactly.
Does anyone, Julian, wash their hands before meals?
I don't know, but if you think about it, when you turn the tap on, your hand's dirty, so you're leaving the tap dirty, you wash your hands, you turn the tap off again, you pick up the germs.
Exactly.
It's a kind of circular thing.
If you're in a public... Imagine going to a public toilet and using the taps in a public toilet to turn those on to wash your hands. Hundreds of strange men who've been to the loo, up to all kinds of shenanigans, have touched those taps. I don't want to touch that. So I'd rather just... What?
Shenanigans, goodness gracious. In the public loos, no.
Apparently so, that's why they're all closing down. But I don't want to touch a tap that's... I'd rather just have my own germs on my hand. I'm happy with that, thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Julian, thank you very much. It's a good point you make. 0870 90 90 973. Let me just use this little moment. I just want to check the text league. You can text in, even if it's complaints. And I think, is it Terry the cabbie who's texting that rather strong swear word? Tony, tell the cabbie. Yes, that did work, that swear word. He's done what I said. You can send in swears if you leave gaps between the letters. The machine doesn't ban you. You can text in 0771 776 0973. I need texts, even if they're complaints, just to get up the text league a little bit. At the start of the week I was 12th. I'm now 3rd. I'm a couple of hundred behind Clive Bull. By tomorrow, Clive Bull, I'm afraid, is going to be history. Do you know what I mean? In terms of the text league, in no other terms at all whatsoever. And if you do fancy a laugh, go to the LBC website, look at the Clive Bull picture. He can't change my picture because he hasn't got the code to get onto the LBC computer. It's as simple as that. Do you avoid germs, or do you think we try and avoid them a little bit too much? Give us a call, 0870 90 90 973. But right now, the time is almost exactly 6:13.
The time with Heathrow Express, the fastest way to Heathrow Airport. Timing is everything.
6% net guaranteed income until 2015. Completion expected 2010. Prices from £175,000. As chairman of Galliard Homes, I introduce 1 Westminster Bridge County Hall, a superb new serviced-apart hotel overlooking the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. At 1 Westminster Bridge, you will receive 6% net guaranteed income until 2015. This net guaranteed income is available immediately when you exchange contracts with an initial deposit of only £1,000. And your earliest expected completion date will be 2010. Prices start from only £175,000. And your investment will be fully managed and let by the Park Plaza Group. 1 Westminster Bridge will be released for sale on the 22nd and 23rd of October at the London Riverbank Park Plaza Hotel on the Albert Embankment. For full information, call our 1 Westminster Bridge hotline on 020 7620 1500. That's 020 7620 1500 or visit onewestminsterbridge.com for fast-track registration.
Hello, UPS, how can I help you?
Hello, I need to send 50 dog surfboards to Miami urgently.
Dog surfboards?
Yeah, we're the leading supplier of aquatic sports gear for pets. Can you deliver?
Yeah, of course. UPS deliver overnight across the US from more UK locations than anyone else.
What about cat lilos to Seattle?
Cat lilos?
Yeah, and if you don't deliver on time, all the cats will drown. Meow!
It's you again, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, right.
UK to US overnight. UPS. Deliver more.
Time now for the latest LBC 97.3 news headlines with Sandy Wall.
£12 million worth of cannabis has been seized from an industrial estate in Beckton in East London. We'll have the full story of that operation on the nightly news tonight. A former housemaster at Dulwich College has pleaded not guilty to indecently assaulting 3 boys. And there's a new favourite in the Tory leadership contest. Bookies William Hill now make David Cameron the 11-10 frontrunner ahead of long-time leader David Davis, who slipped to 5-4. Cloud building after midnight will be dry, lows of 13. Sunset due at 6:26. Tomorrow, a misty start, then warmer with some cloud and some sunshine will break through.
Time now for the latest travel update with Richard Hakier.
Raj and David, thanks for your updates on the Essex stretch of the M25 heading clockwise. We've got an accident just before junction 27, the M11. 2 cars and a lorry involved there. It's blocking the inside and the middle lanes, and those queues are trailing right back to junction 26, Waltham Abbey. Coming further into town in Wood Green, Bounds Green Road remains closed both ways with an accident between Durnsford Road and the North Circular, and still got ongoing problems with the A41 Finchley Road around Hampstead, closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane. That's due to a burst water main. The whole area around Hampstead and St John's Wood really suffering as a result. You best avoid it if you can. Jeff, thanks for your call in Waterloo. We've got an accident on Waterloo Road under the railway bridge. The police, I'm told, may have to close that shortly. And the western stretch of the M25 going anti-clockwise, 30-minute delays from 16 round to 14 M40 to the Heathrow as you head down towards the A3, clockwise heavy as well on the same stretch. For the Tube, Central, Northern, Metropolitan and Victoria Line delays. Your next update in 15 minutes, LBC 97.3 travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
What would you do with £5,000?
I would spend it all in Portobello buying clothes and shoes and hats.
If I won £5,000, I would take my girlfriend on holiday.
So go on an amazing holiday and probably invite some friends and family to come along.
To celebrate our birthday, London's LBC 97.3 wants you to win thousands of pounds when you play Mystery Londoners.
Keep listening and we'll tell you how.
Starts Monday. Mystery Londoners. Only with London's LBC 97.3. 5 names for £5 grand.
I still can't believe we bought a home over here. I mean, it's only an hour's flight from London, but it's a completely different world.
I know, this course is perfect to get away from the family for a few hours.
Our friends back home would be green with envy. Drive the mad? Yeah, but it was all so simple with Blauvert. They helped us arrange the finance, the solicitors, the move, the flights. Oh,
if only they could have helped you with your swing, eh, John?
Sorry!
Owning a place in the sun is so easy with Blauvert.
As an investment or as a home, Blauvard do everything they can to make the process as simple as possible. Buy now and receive 1% cash back to cover your legal expenses. You'll also find out everything you need to know about living the Spanish dream. Blauvard. 020 7224 2202. That's 020 7224 2202. Buy direct from Blauvard Spanish property developers. We make the easy life even easier.
It was Karl Marx, the least funny of the Marx brothers, who famously described the workers of the world as being in chains. Many are still in chains today, though more often than not it's a chain of waiting. Take the plasterer who can't start till the electrician's finished. The electrician can't start till the plumber's finished. The plumber's waiting for the chippy. The chippy's waiting for the brickie. And the brickie's waiting for, well, bricks, probably. At Vodafone, we understand how frustrating chains can be. That's why 87% of calls to our business helplines are dealt with by the person who answers, with no passing you on to someone else. Vodafone. Dedicated support for every business customer.
The 3 hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Mark sent in a funny text. What about Mr. T? You've only got 3 months. I'm saying nothing. This is the after... I forgot the name now. I've got all a bit excited. I've got a bit lightheaded. I've got too cold in the studio. So cold, in fact, that when Bob, Clive Ball's producer, comes in, apparently he gets a little bit stroppy. So, what's he going to do? Beat me up? We're asking about germs. Are you a little bit funny about germs? Do you try and protect yourself just a little bit too much? And is it really that bad that I don't wash my hands after going to the loo? I don't think there's any crime in that. Sean's in the Woking. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
I'm fine, mate. What can I do for you?
Well, your comments about washing your hands after you go to the loo. Well, I'm with you there. Obviously, number 2 is a different issue, but...
well, is it, though?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
well, but you're still using toilet paper. You know, it's not direct skin-on-skin contact.
Yeah, but it's the mucky stuff. Well,
yeah, that's obviously it's not too graphic. But okay, so you'd wash your hands there.
Yeah. Billy Connolly made a great point, and he was saying that when you go to the toilet, you should actually wash your hands before you go. His reasoning was that you get up in the morning, you have a shower, you clean all round the nether regions, you then put clean underwear on, and there it stays in a clean environment. Meanwhile, your hands are picking your nose, doing all sorts of revolting things, and then you go and get the necessary parts out to go to the toilet, thus soiling already clean parts.
Yes.
So, what you're saying is wash your hands before you go, and it will remain clean.
Sean,
I think that's a good point.
It's a good point. I've got to ask you, Sean, are you wearing a scarf?
No.
Thanks very much. 0870 9090 973. It's the last 40 minutes, of Scarf Day. I hope you're wearing a scarf. I'm going to be harsh with you. If you're not wearing a scarf, you're off. Catherine's on the A3. Hello, Catherine.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Catherine.
Hello. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
Just about.
Okay. What can I do for you, Catherine?
Well, I wanted to say to you, do you flush the loo when you go to the loo?
Most of the time, yes, unless it's in the middle of the night, in which case I don't.
The problem is you're then touching the handle that someone before you might have touched who might have just sneezed into their hand.
Thank God you changed that word there.
So you need to wash your hands. You see. And also, I read research last year in one of the health supplements in the Sunday, papers.
And they are always 100% accurate.
Pardon?
They are always very accurate, those supplements in the papers.
They said that they've discovered that the more you wash your hands, the less likely you are to have a cold.
That's absolute nonsense.
So I tried it last year. I tried it last winter.
Right.
And I didn't get a cold.
That's nonsense. If you're in the same room as someone who sneezes, you've got a cold. That's going to happen. If you're on the bus and if you're at the back of the bus, someone at the front of the bus sneezes, you're going to get that cold.
Yeah, but you're less likely to get a cold because how many times do you touch your face during the day?
Oh, hundreds.
Lots of times you scratch your eyebrows, you rub your eyes, you scratch your nose. What else do you do? I don't know.
Well, not
your fingernails with your teeth.
Yeah.
That's the way you get a cold.
You don't get a cold from... Catherine, you do not get a cold from picking your fingernails with your teeth. And if you do pick your fingernails with the teeth, Catherine, that's a disgusting habit. And we've got youngsters listening to this show, and I don't want them getting your dirty habits, Catherine. So shame on you. Joe's in the Mitcham. Hello, Joe.
Hi.
Hi, Joe.
I'm in Wallington now, by the time I got your call.
Whatever.
Anyway,
Bothered.
What I'm saying is that, You know, I think you're giving a wrong message. You just mentioned to the previous caller.
Oh, she was disgusting, wasn't she? Cleaning her fingernails with her teeth? Dirty.
Well, I don't agree with what she's saying, but at the end of the day, I think you're sending out a wrong message to the youngsters, especially now we've had this problem of E. coli.
Yeah.
Young children dying.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let's not. Yeah, we're not making light of that.
Important.
But that's not because someone didn't wash their hands after going to the loo, Joe. Let's be
That's the most common way of picking up diseases.
No, it's not. Joe, who has ever got a disease?
Especially childhood diseases.
Joe, who has ever got a childhood disease because they didn't wash their hands after having a wee-wee?
Well, how do you know that this child who
how do you?
Wasn't?
Well, let's not talk about that child, shall we? Let's talk in general, shall we? How many people do you know?
I can't obviously know it, but I think,
you've read it.
Personal hygiene, children are taught this from an early age.
So you've read it in the Daily Mail, and you believe it. Going to the toilet and not washing your hands, there's nothing wrong with it.
There is.
There isn't.
There is.
There isn't.
There is.
There isn't.
You know,
there
is.
Joe, we can carry on this intense debate, political debate. One quick question. Are you wearing a scarf?
I am.
Oh, well done. What's your scarf like, Joe?
It's a brown one that goes with my clothes.
Bless you. Thank you very much. There we go. We became friends in the end. It was a good debate. There isn't. That is proper radio. For all the people who've switched off, you've missed. Well, there's no point in me talking to you because you've switched off. Let's not talk about specific things like that, little boys. That's all very sad. Iain, I have three... Oh, this is on the subject of cats and pets and partners. I have 3 cats, and 3... cats are way better than dogs. Get real. Says it's Michaela in South Norwood, who's also wearing a pink scarf. Terry is in the Dartford Tunnel. Hello, Terry.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
I'm furious. I'm not really. What can I do for you, Terry?
Well, I'm just on this position of washing your hands when you go to the toilet.
Yeah, it's silly, isn't it?
How many times are we told by so-called health experts that our kitchen sinks contain more germs than a toilet?
I'm told about 3 times a week by so-called health experts.
So do we ever wash our hands after doing the washing up? No.
Good work. Oh, Terry, I like you. Can we hang out and go for a drink one night?
It could happen.
It's playing coy. I like that.
In your scarf.
Well, are you wearing a scarf, Terry?
I am wearing a scarf.
Doesn't it feel good?
I pulled over and put a scarf on especially for you because I was driving back to Guildford.
You're a legend. Doesn't it feel good having something around your neck? It feels very comforting, doesn't it?
It's fantastic.
It's kind of like a loving... I didn't think that clothes could be loving, but this scarf, tied in this way, it feels loving, Terry.
It does. It caresses your neck.
It caresses your neck like a lovely, lovely lady would. Or a gentleman. Whatever. Terry, thanks very much. I don't think we need to wash our hands after going to the toilet. I think it's overrated. No one has died after not washing their hands after going to the... No one has. It's nonsense. Oh, you'll get this. Oh, MRI. Oh, you're going to get this. Oh, no, you're not. Yeah, if you're a doctor... Yeah, if you're a nurse in a hospital, yeah, that's a slightly different situation. But for everyone else in the real world, you don't need to. You don't need to. But if you are one of these really anal people that constantly washes their hands, that constantly has the wet wipes that they take with them, that's always wiping down the computer keyboard, is it okay? Is it okay to share the same spoon? My girlfriend won't let me use her toothbrush. Doesn't let me use her toothbrush. That's a bit weird, because we snog and we, things like that. So that's a little bit strange. 0870 90 90 973 is the telephone number. We've sent a text. Iain, can we have a Speedos day? That ain't going to happen. It will be unpleasant for me and everybody else involved on this show. But bless you for asking. And Iain, leave Clive alone. I like him. Don't mock the elderly, says Nanny Annie.
To celebrate our birthday, London's LBC 97.3 wants you to win thousands of pounds when you play Mystery Londoners.
Just identify 5 famous Londoners who together say LBC 97.3.
Here's an example from 5 of your favourite presenters. LBC 97.3. If you guessed that was Marcus Churchill, Clive Bull, Sandy Toksvig, Steve Allen and Iain Lee, you would have won £5,000. Mystery Londoners.
The Real Thing starts Monday on London's LBC 97.3.
5 names for £5,000.
Finish work. Come home. Put some music on. Pour a glass of wine. Let your evening meal simmer gently on the hob, whilst you take time to sink down into your beautifully designed, dreamily comfortable new sofa from the designer collection at DFS. Oh dear, you haven't got one, have you?
The new designer sofa collection is available now at DFS with £250 off every sofa, plus 4 years free credit and nothing to pay for the first year. Great design needn't cost the earth. See local and national press for details of your nearest store or visit dfs.co.uk.
When you're driving, when you're working, when you're socialising, if it feels like you can't ever escape your back pain, talk to Back to Normal.
Back to Normal offers treatment with proven success in reducing pain and increasing mobility in as little as 6 weeks. To book your assessment, call Back to Normal today on 020 7357 6877. That's 020 7357 6877. And get
Back to
Normal.
Do you want to know what I think of these call centres? Well, I'll tell you. Shall I? Rubbish. You don't even know if the person you're talking to is in the same country. How's somebody who lives 3,000 miles away going to help me?
You know where you are with London Energy, dear. All their customer services are based in the UK. When I phoned them up the other day, they were very helpful.
Yes, and I bet they charge you a fortune to be very helpful. I might as well just dig a hole and throw money in it.
Actually, it's free phone. Can't say fairer than that.
Ah, but what do they mean by free? The last thing I got free was a cold.
London Energy. Altogether more rewarding. Excludes calls from some mobile phones. Check with your mobile operator for details. Ian Lee.
I'm getting a load of texts in just to bump me up the text league, and thank you to everyone who's doing that. Sarah and Robin from Farnham again say, in the public toilets you wash your hands and then you open the door with the same handle as the people who haven't washed their hands. So you might as well just join them all. There's no point in washing your hands. You've got half an hour if you want to join in the discussion on washing your hands after going to the loo. Yeah, that's mature. Now it's time for the news.
Available on DAB Digital Radio.
London's LBC 97.3.
It's 6:30, I'm Sandy Waugh. A record haul of cannabis smuggled into the country inside a cargo of furniture has been seized by police and customs officers. The 5.6-ton shipment worth £12 million is the largest ever captured by the Metropolitan Police. 7 men and 2 women are being questioned. We'll talk to the officer in charge on the nightly news tonight. A ram raid on Tiffany's Jewellers has ended in a police chase that left one suspected robber dead. He and a second man crashed their getaway moped into a parked car and were hit by a police vehicle that had tried to avoid them. 3 other suspects were arrested following the attempted robbery in Sloane Square earlier this morning. 20 years after one of the most shocking murders in London, police are making a new appeal for information. PC Keith Blakelock was murdered during riots on the Broadwater Farm estate in Tottenham. Police have always been sure local people knew the full truth of what happened. Plans to make it a criminal offence to praise terrorist attacks are being changed by the Home Secretary. It'll now have to be proved that anyone accused of glorifying terrorism intends to actually incite further atrocities. President Bush says the US has foiled 3 terror strikes planned by Al-Qaeda on American soil since 9/11. He made the statement during a speech to boost failing support for US operations in Iraq. He also insisted he'd never accept anything less than complete victory in the war on terror. Tube drivers are refusing to crew some trains in a row over safety. The RMT union says an emergency braking system on the Northern Line has failed 4 times in as many weeks. It's calling for double crewing of all services on the line, as well as for daily safety checks. Later in London, at 7 o'clock, as part of Camden's Black History Month, the Pascal Theatre Company explore the little-known experiences of West Indian soldiers serving in the British Army during the Second World War. That's on at the Swiss Cottage Central Library. Cloud building tonight should be dry, 13 Celsius. Tomorrow after a misty start, warmer with some wispy cloud and some sunshine. It's 6:32.
Time for the latest travel news now with Richard Haker.
Queues are getting bigger on the northern stretch of the M25. If you're heading clockwise round towards the M11, we're down to just 1 lane before junction 27, the M11, with an accident involving 2 cars and a lorry, and those queues are now trailing right back to junction 24, Potters Bar. In Wood Green, some good news for you. Bounds Green Road is reopened open both ways between Durnsford Road and the North Circular following an incident there. Still pretty busy, though, as traffic takes time to recover. And the A41 Finchley Road still closed both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane due to a burst water main. Whole area still suffering around Hampstead and St John's Wood. Well worth avoiding if you can. And in Waterloo, we've got an accident on Waterloo Road just under the railway bridge. That was reported to me a while ago. I need your updates on this one. 08000 68 60 80 is the jam line for the Tubes, Central, Northern, Metropolitan and Victoria Line delays. Your next update in 15 minutes. LBC 97.3 travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
What happens to a hero when his world turns upside down?
They were gonna kill us.
A history of violence deserves to be an Oscar contender, says the Sunday Express. It's terrific Sunday Times.
Sure took care of those bad men.
It's brilliant and provocative, The Guardian. Unmissable, The Sun. Brilliant, Sunday Mirror. 5 stars, Heat.
Why don't you ask Tom? How come he's so good at killing people?
Viggo Mortensen, Maria Bello, Ed Harris, David Cronenberg's A History of Violence at cinemas now, rated 18.
London's LBC 97.3. The 3-hour, 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Call 0870 9090 973.
Iain Lee, sponsored by Cherry Drop.
Ian Beanpole Lee. An email from Greg. Nice photo of Clive, mate. Have you told him there's no jacket required when he works? You're doing a buster of a show there, Ian. Must be something in the air tonight. Greg, bless you for that. Go and have a look at the LBC website. I've messed around a little bit with Clive Picture. But he can't do it to me. He doesn't have the computer access code, which is all very hush-hush and top secret. So there we go. We're talking about germs. And washing your hands after going to the loo, it seems to boil down to. It seems to be the basic thing. Ian, you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet? I can't believe you. There's 4 E's in believe. That's why I've extended it like that. From a disgusted listener, Michelle in Sutton. Oh, and very quickly, going back to what we were talking about cats being cleverer than dogs, Adam in West Ham says, Ian, I love your show, but dogs are obviously cleverer than cats because dogs can read. Why else would shop windows say no dogs except guide dogs? It's a good point. Very good point he makes. Suzanne is in the South End. Hello, Suzanne.
Hi, Ian.
Hello, Suzanne. How are you?
Hi. I'm that posh Irish bird, and I am Irish.
You don't sound Irish.
I am. Anyway, I am. But anyway, you're a very bad example.
You're not that posh because you got a rubbish hands-free set.
I know.
Pick it up, and use it like a telephone, my love.
Okay.
Oh, God, help my ears.
Hello, hi. You're a bad example to my children.
Whoa.
No, seriously, because when you have to wash your hands after you've been to the toilet, not because of your germs, because of other people's germs.
Right.
And did you know that the flu bug or the cold bug actually lasts for 2 hours?
Yeah.
It actually can last for 2 hours, before you...
Right.
Before you wash your hands, it's actually there for 2 hours.
What? You're a bad example to your children by telling them you're Irish, when obviously you're not.
I know I'm Irish, I am. And also, the Japanese, they actually wash their hands before they go to the... before they go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And they wash their hands before they wipe their bottoms. Because...
You're calling me a bad example to children. You're talking about wiping bottoms on the radio, Suzanne.
That's not rude.
Have a bit of respect.
We've all got them.
Not everyone.
As skinny as yours, but we've all got them.
Now we're getting personal. There's no need to wash your hands, and I accept your apology. There's no need to wash your hands after going to the loo.
Tell me, but the thing is...
No one has died. Listen, we're going to have a water shortage. We're always told, don't use water. Hose pipe ban. Turn your taps off. Don't flush the toilet. Don't use a... We're just wasting water.
Well, then you use an antiseptic wipe.
Oh, no. You don't use a moist wipe when... No.
No, and you do, because you might be carrying something. You might be carrying like an infection, a urinary infection.
I'm not.
No, but somebody might be. You're lucky.
Good luck to them. Go and see a doctor.
What if they passed it on to your girlfriend or your future children or anything? What they,
No one is going to pass a urinary infection to my future children. It's not going to happen, Suzanne, and it won't stop by people... Suzanne, let's just give Suzanne 7 seconds to put her phone down. 1, 2, and then she can turn her radio up. I got some advice for kids. I want to make sure her kids hear that. 4, 5... She should have put the phone down now. The radio will be up now in Suzanne's car. Suzanne in Southend... Tell your kids they do not need to wash their hands ever again in their lives. Okay, Suzanne's kids, I know you're listening in the car there. You do not need to wash your hands ever again. It's on the radio. It must be true. So childish. Alicia's in Harrow. Hello, Alicia.
Hi.
Hi, you alright?
All right, how are you?
Yeah, fine, whatever.
I'm just ringing up about the toilet thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You're not supposed to wash your hands after you go to the toilet because your body gets used to not getting any germs in it, so you become, like, a bit weak.
Yep. Of course.
Yeah.
In the old days, do you think they washed their hands after going to the loo? No, they didn't. It's just something that probably started, I don't know, around about the 1940s, 1950s. Someone went, oh, actually, do you know what? I think people should wash their hands. And that's when it all happened. There's no need to do it.
No, you're not supposed to. Seriously, I read that somewhere.
Well, if you read it, it's got to be true, Alicia.
It's true.
It is true.
I'm
I'm not going to say that. So, Alicia, do you wash your hands after going to the loo?
No.
Never?
Well, only if I'm like coming out of the toilet and I'm like surrounded by other girls.
Yeah.
And you sort of have to try and look a bit clean.
I've done the thing. Now you brought us into an interesting area. I've done the thing where if I'm in a public toilet or a works loo or something like a works loo, I'm going to a works loo tonight, and there are other people there, I'll kind of go through the motions of washing my hands.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you don't want to dry your hands with those hand dryers because it takes ages. Paper towels are horrible. Those big towels that you have to pull down and it clunks around are ridiculous. They're filthy.
But do you know what you do? If you come out of the toilet and you're the only one in there and your friends are waiting outside, you sort of rub your hands down your jeans anyway, even though you haven't washed your hands.
Oh, man. There's a good technique. Ways of letting people think that you've washed your hands. If there are people in the loo, I will make some motion at washing my hands. But the amount of water that's going on my hands, it's not really doing anything. It's not really getting them clean. And you know those big towel things? The ones on the big roll? They don't sound anything like that. But you know the ones, they're the filthiest things in the world. I think they have those at Wembley Arena, if I remember correctly. Awful things. The dryers don't get your hands dry. You'll be there for an hour. Adele's in the West Hampstead. Hello, Adele.
Hi, Ian.
Hello.
You're a dirty devil. What do you mean you don't wash your hands after you go to
Adele,
the
call me a dirty devil again.
You dirty devil.
Oh, I love it. That's nice. Thanks. You sound lovely. Well, there's no need to.
I'm ringing up about two things, though, Ian.
Okay.
Firstly...
They better be good.
Yeah.
Because I don't want a rubbish call.
No, I know.
Some of the calls you've had tonight...
the first time I've called you, but I've called the one in the evening at 8 o'clock, one who comes on there.
What's his name?
His name, no.
Bitches.
Phil Collins?
Yeah.
Bitches.
Yeah. He's rubbish, isn't he?
Yeah, anyway, I wear headscarves every day for the past 7 years as a fashion statement.
Wow, a fashion statement. So you're anti-fashion, are you?
No, I'm fashionable, but
okay.
I look like a little nun, though. I've got long red hair, and I wear it like a headscarf.
Who's making that noise?
My son in the background.
Oh, bless him. Can he hear you on the radio?
Yeah, he can, but he's trying to watch CBBS at the moment.
Well, tell him he should not, and tell him he doesn't need to wash his hands ever.
Well, I actually take baby wipes out with us when we go out because he's 6, but he's autistic, so if we're not near a public toilet where we can wash our hands after we go to the loo or when we're about to eat, I actually get the baby wipes out and just wipe his hands with them.
Yeah.
But I actually have like an OCD where I'm always washing my hands.
Really?
I'm washing my hands about 50 times a day.
And when you do it, do you know that you're being a little bit oversensitive?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, when I'm preparing food, every other minute I'm washing my hands. And just throughout the day, I'm just washing my hands. I have to keep my hands clean, but it's true about catching colds. The more you wash your hands, the less colds you catch.
No, I don't believe that. I think you build up a resistance to them.
Well, it depends, but... Yeah.
Adele, listen, thanks for the call. She's wearing a scarf. Are you wearing a scarf? It's the last 20 minutes of Scarf Day. I hope you are. 0870 90 90 973. Anne is in the Hendon. Hello, Anne.
Hello.
Hello there.
I agree with the caller before. I wash my hands so many times a day.
Yeah.
When I'm cooking, anything, every 2 minutes.
No need.
And
If you're cooking, though, you're boiling something, the boiling of the food is going to get rid of all the germs.
No, whatever I touch, then I wash my hands immediately.
Okay.
And even in the toilet, I go to the toilet a lot, to the loo, and I wash my hands every time I go. And when I go to the toilet, if I'm in a shop or wherever, I get a piece of paper and I open the door with that paper. I will not open the handle without using a piece of paper.
See, that's just being mental.
I don't know, it's unhygienic.
Is it hygienic? You're overzealous. There's no need to do that, and your life could be so much simpler, so much more carefree.
I see so many people coming out of the loo without washing their hands. And
God bless them. Let them.
I'm telling them, wash your hands.
Oh man, I'd love that. I'd love a man or woman to come up to me in the toilet and say, "Wash your hands," for God's sakes. And
well, many places it says wash your hands.
Who does?
Yes, it does. Wash your hands after going to.
Who says that?
It does. There are notices in some places.
Really?
Yes, I've seen it.
Obviously, I don't hang around toilets as often as you do, Anne. Anne, are you wearing a scarf?
Yes, I am.
Oh, describe it for me, please.
It's a Burberry.
Oh, chav.
Yes.
Chavtastic. And listen, thank you very much. I'm glad. Isn't it great? This is what the power of scarves. It unites so many. Anne sounded very old and a little bit potty. In a lovely way. I'm not being rude. In a lovely way. And we've had youngsters who probably about to go out and get some Alco Pops when Clive Ball comes on the radio. They've joined together by the power of scarf. This is why the scarf is an underrated piece of clothing. God damn it. Iain, the problem with washing your hands after using the toilet is you have to touch the tap with unclean hands to turn it on. Then you wash your hands but touch the tap again to turn it off. Getting the germs back on your hands. It's useless, says Andy. And I believe that's supposed to be Gravesend. Iain, I'm with you on not washing your hands, but only after having a number 1, not a number 2. You've got to wash after a number 2. Am I right, says Gary? Gary, you is wrong. It's 6:43 and 30 seconds exactly.
The time with Heathrow Express, the fastest way to Heathrow Airport. Timing is everything.
Is your small business ready for a server? If you've got a filing cabinet, you're ready. If you build or deliver filing cabinets, you're ready. If you sell coffee to the filing cabinet delivery men, you're ready. In fact, if you sell gluten-free soya-based half-cap, double-shot, decaf, Americano, latte, mocha, choco, yaya, marmalade, coffee approximations to people in suits who work in offices with filing cabinets in them, you're ready. If you own a business, you're ready for Windows Small Business Server from Microsoft. It's the software that can help you resolve the challenges your small business is facing. To find out more, order or download your free 20-minute guide to IT now at bcentral.co.uk/LBC.
If there were 8 days in a week, Yakults would come in 8s. 1 for every day. But there are 7 days, so Yakult Probiotic comes in 7s. Even though an 8 would stack better, and a 6 would save money.
Amazing Tiles Showroom and Warehouse in Park Royal are offering tiles suitable for use anywhere. Indoor, outdoor, floor and wall. Customised designs that meet all your needs. All in stock with amazing service and amazing prices. With a third off wholesale prices. Visit our showroom at Amazing Tiles, 45 Park Royal Road, London Northwest 10. Opposite Asda. Open 7 days. Phone 0208 83 84 900. That's 0208 83 84 900.
It's time now for the latest LBC 97.3 news headlines with Sandy Waugh.
A record haul of cannabis smuggled into the country inside a cargo of furniture has been seized by police in East London. The Home Secretary is watering down plans to make it a crime to glorify terrorist acts. Now you'll have to prove the person intended to incite further terrorist acts. And a children's drama telling the story of the July the 7th bombings in London is to be broadcast next year on the first anniversary of the attacks. Cloud building tonight should stay dry though at 13. Tomorrow a misty start, then it will be warmer with wispy cloud and some sunshine breaking through.
Let's get the latest travel update now with Richard Hakier.
Wish I could bring you some news from the north of town, but I can't, I'm afraid. The A41 Finchley Road still closed as it has been for much of the day now, both ways between Cricklewood Lane and West End Lane. That's due to a burst water main. The whole area really suffering around Hampstead and St John's Wood. Avoid it if you can. The A5 you're being told to use as an alternative there. On the M25 going clockwise, good news. That accident's cleared just before junction 27, the M11, but those queues are taking a while to clear. Still back beyond junction 25, the A10. And coming further into town in Waterloo, we've got an accident to watch out for on Waterloo Road, just under the railway bridge. I'm getting conflicting reports about this one, so I need your updates. 08000 68 60 80. And don't forget, Battersea Bridge still closed both ways for repairs after it was hit by a boat last month. Wandsworth, Chelsea or Albert Bridges are the alternative routes. On the tubes, the Central, Northern and Victoria lines are running with delays. Your next update in the nightly news, LBC 97.3 travel with Confused.com. Car insurance made simple.
Now you can enjoy enjoy listening to bite-sized portions of your favourite LBC 97.3 presenters whenever and wherever you want. Pop a podcast in your pocket. Log on to lbc.co.uk and click on the podcasting link. Then simply set up to download your favourite shows to your iPod or MP3 player every day. And listen out for exclusive podcast shows too. It's the new way of listening to London's LBC 97.3.
Sounds like he's bogged down by debt. Worried that he's sinking fast. That his house will be repossessed if he can't pay the mortgage. He feels stuck and he can't get out. Fast Track Home Buyers can throw you a lifeline today on 0845 257 1683. If you're in debt, we can help. We'll buy your home within days, and we won't charge you any fees. You can rent it back until your finances have improved, and you could even buy back your home in just 3 years. So call Fast Track Home Buyers today on 0845 257 1683 or visit fasttrackhomebuyers.co.uk. Fast Track Home Buyers. Free the stress. Escape the debt.
No! Stop them, Kev!
I can't, Bev.
But they're taking the hubcaps off, Kev.
I know, Bev.
And they pulled the wing mirrors off, Kev.
Oh, that one's got a number plate, Bev.
The car's ruined, Kev.
Whose idea was it to come to World of Monkeys, Bev?
Need a new car? Just visit the AA.com. Our car loans have a typical rate of just 6.2% APR. Apply now and you could also get a free 6-month AA car warranty.
Oh, you do not want to see what they're doing on the back window, Kev.
What? Oh, no.
Loans provided by Automobile Association Personal Finance Limited. Applicants must be 18 and a UK resident. Car warranty available for vehicles up to 10 years old and 100,000 miles. Further terms and conditions apply.
London's LBC 97.3 and Transworld Publishers bring you The Divide, the powerful new novel from Nicholas Evans, author of the international bestseller The Horse Whisperer. An epic thriller of human heart, The Divide contains all the essential ingredients for a modern classic, from betrayal to murder, tragedy, and the search for lost happiness. To find out more and read some extracts, log on to lbc.co.uk. The Divide by Nicholas Evans from Transworld Publishing with London's LBC 97.3. The 3-hour 4 till 7 Iain Lee Afternoon Wireless Show.
Say good night, Ronald. Wow, 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 wow. That's it. He said good night.
Hello, you. It's the last few minutes of the show, man. I'm looking forward to going and having my tea this evening. I'm starving. But listen, hey, imagine the size of the tea £5,000 would buy you. So I've done a link into it there, naturally. £5,000 next week. You can start winning it on Monday. The competition starts Monday, the 10th of October. All through the day we'll be playing it, but Steve Allen is going to reveal the voices first of all. All you've got to do is identify the famous Londoners saying LBC 97.3. We're going to start giving out the number you have to call to register. The more times you register, the more chance you've got to win. Just identify 5 names on the Mystery Londoners competition, and you can win £5,000 on London's LBC 97.3. Favourite place in London? Leicester Square. Proper busy. Joanna is in the Chiswick. Hello, Joanna.
Hello there, how are you?
I'm very well, Joanna. How are you?
Okay, I just thought, because I know you love cats so much.
Oh, man, I love them.
So you've got a cat called Petal, have you?
Petal?
Is that the right name?
Velvet.
Oh, Velvet, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, I have a cat, and his name is Chico. And he's a big, black, long-haired cat.
Oh.
And I actually call him Scarf as a nickname.
Oh, man, here we go. Joanna, have you ever worn him as a scarf?
Yeah, well, tell you what, it started off, he actually sleeps in bed with me and my husband's. And he started, I used to, at the night sometimes, in the middle of the night, you sort of wake up and he was lying around your neck.
Oh, man,
and,
that's
you know, my husband said, oh, it's like a big scarf. And when you pick him up, he sort of has this habit of crawling, you know, like around your neck, like a big scarf.
I'd love my stupid cat to do that, but she's not the cleverest. She sleeps on the bed, my cat. And
my cat, she sleeps in the bed, and when I get in at night, he's in there, and I sometimes can't get in, or my husband can't get into the bed because he's in there.
Now, what my girlfriend does, because Velvet sleeps on top of the bed, but she normally sleeps at the end of the bed, but sometimes she'll sleep at one side.
Yeah.
Now, I will get in around the cat and let the cat's got there first, that's her space.
Yeah, right.
My girlfriend will push the cat off the bed.
Oh, right. Why is that, then?
Because she's a miserable mare.
Oh, she doesn't... Oh, right. She doesn't like him. Okay.
Yeah. Joanna, do you wash your hands?
Okay, yes, I do. And what you were talking about after going to the loo, I think you should wash your hands, actually.
But why do you think that? It's only because you've been told to do that.
No, I think you should. I mean, especially after, you know, number 2, so to speak, you know. But I think you should wash your hands after going to the loo. Yeah, I think you should do.
Joanna, thank you very, very much. Anne in Devon has emailed in. Ian, it's all very well washing your hands after you've been to the loo, but in a way it's a waste of time, because the people who didn't bother washing their hands leave their germs on the door handle as you leave the toilet room and you touch that handle. Solution? Now, I believe she actually does this. Take disposable plastic gloves with you and wear them in all public toilets. You may get a funny look from a few people, but it's better than getting their germs. And by the way, we're still getting people texting and emailing in things that happens in TV series Lost. Don't. If you text in a reveal of Lost, I will blacklist you, which means you can text no shows. If you email in, I will blacklist you as well. So just don't do it. Someone texted in what happens in episode 3 of series 2. I'm going to watch that this evening. I don't want to know, okay? Although I'd love to have a conversation with someone who started watching series 2. Because I can't give anything away, but I want to have a free chat. I want to know what you think about it. Anyway, Vicky's in the Shepperton. Hello, Vicky.
Hi, Ian.
You've been sending in stroppy texts, haven't you?
Oh, I was a bit upset that I didn't get through earlier.
You're through now. We wanted to save the best till last. And that's coming up with Yuri after you, but you're still on.
I've got a theory for you.
Okay. Oh, you're another girl that's not Irish.
I sound more Irish than that woman did earlier, though.
You don't. Your Irish accent is even worse than hers.
Anyway.
Anyway, let's not fall out over that, Vicky.
No, I love you, Ian, so I don't want to fall out.
And I love you too, but I think we might fall out, but let's try not to.
Well, I have a theory that you might not like.
Oh, well, here we go. Let's have it.
Well, basically, you know you were talking about saving your cat before your girlfriend.
Are you wearing a scarf?
Oh, yeah, of course I'm wearing a scarf.
Can you describe it to me?
It's long and it's really bright red.
Oh,
and
we
it's
like
really
that.
soft.
Oh, we like a nice
I put it on at 1 minute to 4.
Oh, bless you, Vicky. Well done. It feels good wearing a scarf, doesn't it?
It's amazing.
It's very satisfying.
I'm so happy today.
Oh, well, there you go. We brought happiness to someone. There we go. So, anyway, Vicky, yes, sorry.
Yes. My theory why you would save your cat before your girlfriend is because the cat's real. And I'm not sure your girlfriend is. Because Caroline Faraday the other day was talking about Ian's imaginary girlfriend.
This is the drunk presenter on LBC 97.3, Caroline Faraday, who's a drunk. Yes, okay, carry on.
Who's also very funny and, very intelligent.
If you find laughing at poor people with a problem funny, then yes, she's very entertaining.
Although, you do mock a lot of people yourself.
Well, I don't mock. I try not to mock people with alcohol problems, and that's why I leave Caroline Faraday to mess it up herself. But she was saying what? That I've got a fictional girlfriend, was she?
Yeah, she said she was talking about Ian Lee's imaginary girlfriend.
Yeah. You know why she's saying that, don't you?
Because she wants to be your girlfriend?
Because she wants me. Because she wants me, and she knows she wants me to do things to her that only a gentleman can do, and she knows that's never going to happen, Vicky.
No.
That would never happen, and so she's very upset. So she tries to throw a spanner in the works, and Ian Lee hasn't got a girlfriend. That's not how Caroline talks at all. I don't know why I did that voice. Terrible voice. But Ian's girlfriend's fictional. He hasn't got a girl. He's the cheapest presenter we can get. No, not true. She's just a very sad, lonely, middle-aged woman.
Will you get your girlfriend to phone in someday, and then we'll know she's real?
She's at work. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But tell you what, Vicky, you prove to me you're Irish, I will prove to you I've got a girlfriend. It's as simple as that. There's a deal. Caroline Faraday is doing the weekend show, her weekend show now. 10 till 1, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you like listening to drunk women rambling on and taking phone calls, then it's for you. I had a listen last week. It was very entertaining. But, she talks lies. Yuri is in the Covent Garden. Hello, Yuri.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
I am very, very well. How are you?
Love your show.
Hey, I love your voice.
Oh, jolly good. It's the way my mum used to pull me out the bath.
Could you say, Ricky?
Ricky.
Could you say, Pat?
Pat.
Excellent, that'll do. Yuri, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I was on about what people worried about not washing their hands.
Yeah.
When your pee comes out, it's sterile.
There we go.
If you're in the military, they tell you that if you're wounded, an antiseptic is to pee on your friend's wound. Why worry about not washing your hands?
Of course it is. I should have known this. One of the best things you can do if you've got a wound is to wee on it, isn't it? Because it just cleans it up and gets rid of all the germs.
Exactly.
And this is taught in the army. We've got the greatest army in the world, and this is what they teach.
Exactly. Frenchfoot in the First World War, they used to tell you to pee on your feet.
That's how we beat Hitler. That's how we beat him, was by weeing on feet or something. I'm not quite sure. I've got it slightly wrong there. So, Yuri, do you still wee on your wounds?
No.
No. Maybe a bit of Savlon's a little bit better, I'm thinking. Yuri, listen, it's a good point, mate. Thank you very much for that. Conclusive proof. If proof needs to be conclusively concluded, that was a sentence, that you do not need to wash your hands after going to the loo. In fact, it's better for you if you don't. In fact, Bob, on Clive's show, He had a wart, didn't he? Remember he had some warts on his hands because he's got dirty hands. He's got funny, weird hands. And one of the things he tried was to wee on his wart, and apparently it cleared it all up. I can't speak, man. I'm so tired. I'm so looking forward to getting my tea later on this evening. Let's do some of these texts if we can. Ian, apparently... Oh, here we go. This is from Emily. Apparently, you can get worms from not washing your hands. That's nonsense. I never did, but then a nurse told me that. Teacher... This is from Debbie in Surrey. A teacher I work with tells 5-year-olds don't play kiss chase because of the germs. Debbie's wearing a purple stuff. That's terrible. Kiss chase is weird when you're a kid. Ian, get a rat. They are the best. My Gilbert is the best pet ever. From Chris in Kingsbury. Ian, you're a top bloke who makes me smile for your love of the feline species. You're in tune with your feminine side and are a cool character. There we go. This is a nice text at last. I love guys who love their moggies and the mighty man's best friend. Give me loads, me Ian Lees, over those non-animal loving bores any day. Then it goes a little bit mental towards the end. You can't be too sure with some of these texts and emails, of course. Ian, I'd save... Oh, earlier on we were talking about who would you save, your cat or your pet or your partner? I would save my cat before my partner. My partner can get out, but my pet needs my help. From Angela in Hearts, of course. Ian, I've got 3 cats. I don't know. Ian, if you stood any chance of keeping the last of the anti-Ian Lee listeners, I think a self-wiping cat has blown it. From Chris and Wilmington. That was a call we had earlier on. Are we going to go around to her house and watch her cat wipe its own backside? Well, maybe we should do. Listen, this has been a good fun. It's been Scarf Day. I hope you've enjoyed wearing a scarf. We're back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. You'll be able to get a podcast of today's show tomorrow. It's confusing, but go and download the podcast. They do help us. Stick around because coming up, it's the Nightly News with Sandy War. And of course, at 8 o'clock, it's old Phil Collins singing all of his greatest hits, including Sussudio.
This show is completely transparent. If Ian Lee offers you advice, don't take it. If Ian Lee offends you, he didn't mean it. If Ian Lee is in any way professional, it's a one-off. The show is regulated by the boss.
Like this balloon, Tiscali